So long, Bowser. Thank you so much for playing my game.
What up? What's going on, gamers? How we doing today? Channel point prediction is up. Warden versus the Mock, and the Warden hype is real because Warden favored. Warden favored right now. What's going on, man? What up? What up? What up? What up? Chat, by the way. Yep, no problem. By the way, $100 prize, mouse on Twitch. Mouse on Twitch. Maybe you're watching back the VOD. Maybe you're here right now, mouse on Twitch. I remembered. You donated $100. You said, this is prize for the next Warden show match. This is the next Warden show match. So 100 today. Fear didn't shower today? Can you smell me? Is it that obvious? Is it that obvious? How long would it take for the match to start? 10 minutes. 10 minutes, chat. 10 minutes till we get going. Now, we should be able to get some iteration of the Nupo versus Nas Road to Worlds. The thing is, it might end up just being the Nupo Road to Worlds. Diaz, I talked to him, and I'm pretty sure he's out of it because he was not really wanting to play high ping matches in preparation for a no ping game. And then I was talking to him like, I could maybe try and get you into some NA games against NA players, and then, you know, it's like, it's not the best practice for Diaz. So I don't know. We'll see. Diaz probably out on this one. Nas needs to get somewhere he can play. I don't know. He said maybe he'd be there this week. He hasn't let me know if he is or isn't there this week in order to start playing his games. So it could just be Nupo's road to Worlds. Well, I don't know. Well, we'll see. What happened to Red Mob versus Nas? We still need to get that. We still need to get the Mob versus Nas. Nas does not want to play on his high ping where he's at. He's saying he maybe would go to like a Gentlemate's facility area to practice and play games in. He hasn't confirmed he's done that this week. He was saying he might. So we'll see. If he ends up not being able to do that like enough times to get the matches before Worlds, then we'll just get Nupo a bunch of warm-up games, and I guess he'll be more ready to go. I think what I'll do if Nupo ends up not playing against anybody is that it'll just be $100 prize pool matches. He'll win 100 for when he wins, and his opponent will win 100 if they win. As opposed to just 1,000 at the end for beating the opponents. They've been 20 months, Owen. Oh, by the way, I think there was a subscription to the channel. To Saint 9, they've been 19 months, tier 1. Does this have a Liquipedia like last year? Usually Liquipedias get made. Oh, fire! Why don't you make Nupo and Nas on one road where Diaz and Zach have their own road? I think you mean Diaz and KV1. KV1 doesn't even want to play. KV1 would have to play against US East players to make like similar opponents there. He doesn't want to do that. So, and I'm sure Diaz doesn't want to play South American players on high ping. So they can't. This has probably been asked, but Dark versus Warden. I don't know if Dark's playing show matches right now. If I catch him on Rocket League, dude, you better believe I'll be like, you trying to game? But you have to poop? Can you delay the match by 30 minutes? Brother, you need to get that looked into. Shouldn't take you 30 minutes. It is going to be delayed at least 7 more minutes. Do you know what happened to the RL Duels website? It died. The owner of it, who was keeping it up to date, basically wasn't able to run it anymore. Rizzo! They have the raid at 216 million viewers. Rizzo's back, dude. You know how they talk about signs of recession for Rocket League? Rizzo streaming Rocket League is whatever the inverse of that is. Like, you see Rizzo getting in game, it's like, buy stocks, buy stocks. I don't know why Rizzo thinks the game is fun again, but clearly something's happening. Get in. What's Nupo to Worlds mean in the intro? We've been doing cease and desist for the stash. Come on, bro. You're way too late. Way too late to the stash game. I'll show you the road to Worlds. So the idea is it's going to be a battle between Nas and Nupo as they play against each other. It was going to be Diaz as well. It probably won't be Diaz. Right now, it's Red Mob and Nupo for Odin. So the idea is that they'll play the same 10 opponents, and whoever plays better against the same 10 opponents wins the contest and wins the $1,000. It's not clear whether or not we're going to get Nas consistently getting to play games. Assuming we can, we'll run him down. Maybe we don't make it to 10 and it stops like at 5. I'm fine with that too. It doesn't, as long as it's equal between the two. We did this with Nupo and Moxie last season, and it worked out well. We were going to potentially add Diaz in because he likes to play on EU sometimes, but he was saying, no, he doesn't want to practice high ping. He doesn't want to practice super high ping for a match that he'll be playing at 0 ping, which is Understandable. So we might get Nupo's second game. Normally I want to get like both the games done because we don't know how this one's gonna go. So ideally we don't get more people on like without Nas getting his games against them, because maybe he never will. Who knows? But matches over no matches is essentially what's coming down to my brain. Like, should we really just sit and not have a match just because it may not work out, or should we just have matches and try our best to make it work out and go from there? You're still waiting 35 years for the Johnny versus Feer? Just make the EU players play NA. Oh, just make them do something. Oh, what? Stupid. If only I had thought how I could just make all the players do stuff they don't want to do. We could run so many different tournaments. We're probably gonna get started in about 4 minutes or so. What's up, bro? What's your advice for someone who wants to start streaming, and how much do you think I can buy a mid-range streaming setup? I'm asking because I don't have a setup. Chat, what are like pre-builts that you can stream on costing nowadays? If I had to guess, if you tried to like bare minimum it, it'd be like in the 500 to 700 range. And if you wanted to be like totally good to go for a long time, it'd be like a 1200, 1300 range. But I don't know. Sometimes it fluctuates. And Drewski, thank you for the 40 months tier 1. Yeah, RAM is apparently super expensive, so maybe like, you know, you got to get one without RAM. I don't know.
What happens at 100 sub streak?
I go, thanks, bro, and I dap you up like extra though. Chat, click on that link. Click on that Brooklyn link. Click it. Clicking it helps me. I slept on my Brooklyn bedding last night like a baby. Got a 90 sleep score on my watch. Can we get a Nush versus Warden show match? Maybe. Maybe. How was it? It was great. It was great. I'm sure we'll talk about it more. They showed up real fast. So I've slept on it twice. I was gone away this weekend. Dr. Feer slept on it like 4 or 5 times at this point. Got a great sleep score. I'm sure I'll never get a bad sleep score ever again in my life. Whoa! Andruski is already a VIP? Is this his second? Or am I just making that up? Dude, he's a VIP in my heart, and now he's a VIP according to the diamond as well. You also slept on Fear's Brooklyn betting last night. That's right. It's time to reveal. Proverb was Dr. Feer the whole time. Is that a crazy twist for you guys? Did you expect that? Is Prophet better than Slater? Oh yeah, by the way, I got scammed. I haven't streamed since the last time I got scammed. We have so many cheating scandals in this freaking chat, dude. I'm a magnet for the cheaters. Is Warden a busy guy? We're starving for Warden content. Well, I'm giving you some. No, I think that at the end of the day, chat, if the viewers, the audience were left in control, they would like mainline the content straight to their brains for like 24 straight hours and then just completely burn everything out. That's how the audience behaves. No self-control. Oh, Warden's fun to watch. Give me 50,000 Warden show matches straight to my eyes right now. Whoa, chill. Like, let it breathe a little bit. Let it breathe. We'll see if we can do best of 7 for the $100 prize, courtesy of Mouse On. That Mouse On Twitch, if you know what I'm saying. Fine with BO7. $100 prize. Assuming Moxie's gonna be down. He went live somewhat recently, so he's probably planning on streaming for a while. Is Nupo playing today? Hopefully in an hour we'll have a Nupo match as well. The people that he's likely to play against are scrimming, so I haven't really heard from them yet. So I can't guarantee that it happens because they're scrimming. Nupo versus Moxie. I mean, maybe because I do think Moxie will play against these guys as part of the Road to Worlds. But I wasn't necessarily gonna have the Mock on today against them, but who knows? The Mock doesn't want the smoke. Mock is the guy who famously wants the smoke always. Should we look at Moxie's stream to see what he's doing? Why is egoing me? He's in a ones game is why. A ones game against who? Is it Warden? This happens a lot. No, it's Rada. I messaged Rada who displays offline.
Coolsk underscore 1439 and it's with sunglasses on.
And it's with sunglasses on. Elfload! Thank you for the 3 months. Tier 1. Oh, Moxie says best of 5 in his title, but I'll ask him if he wants to do best of 7. People have been wanting to see Rada versus Warden as well. And I asked Rada, but he's always offline, and I don't have his Discord. So he's like, what am I supposed to do? How do I even contact this guy? Why are you using a Smurf, says Moxie. Oops. Scared to lose MMR, I guess. ... Okay. Chat, if there's anybody who can talk smack about using Smurfs, we all know it's Moxie. Moxie's never played on a Smurf in his life. So he's, of course, in great position to smack talk about Smurfs. Is his camera frozen or is he Omega locked in? This is the most locked in I've ever seen Moxie. Stop defending Mina and join the EU Council. This guy also said earlier, when are you going to stop milking Mina or something like that? Dark the Prodigy didn't make a grand finals at Mina. No way you're talking about a bag out of Dark. He's just trying to hate on all the bro, let Dark retire. You milked him too much. I wasn't the one who brought Dark up. Chat did. We've got a #1 Mina hater, which is interesting because he's got a 9 in his name in a way that like kind of implies he's using it like a Arabic character. All right, looks like I'm getting the hookups on Rada Discord. Thank you, Henny. His camera is still completely frozen. All right, we're gonna get some ads out of the way. Yeah, we're gonna go 3 minutes. Sorry. I think The match isn't going to start within 3 minutes, and we're just going to get him out of here. Not his camera. He's just locked. This is how locked you have to play against Rada. Rada is pretty high rated right now. Rada is, but apparently this is an alt. But he calls it Rada still. Usually people change their name on an alt. Uh-oh. Sent it too high. It was the game before that was on an alt. Oh, you know what? I was wondering who that person was. There's this person on the leaderboard who I didn't recognize. And I was actually almost gonna ask Moxie, who is this guy? Usually, like this guy, Lloyd. I was like, usually if you get to top 15, it's like somebody I've somewhat heard of before, usually. I'd never heard of Lloyd. It sounds like maybe Lloyd is a Rada alt. Did he forfeit? It does look like he says he has a loss. Do I need to send my invite again? All right, prediction swung back in the Moxie's favor big time. He says best of 5 in his title. I saw your title says BO5. But are you cool with 7 or no? It can be 5 if you want. Oh gosh. Okay, 7 then. I do this all the time. It's totally my fault. Where I'm like, could do A or B, and then you wanted it to be A, and then I go or B, and they say yes, and it's like, oh, I have no idea what you're saying that to now because it's completely my fault. All right, let's do it. Ready? I'm sure they're ready. I'm not even gonna ask, dude. They're gaming. They've been ready. Chat, we go. We got Warden versus Moxie, a matchup that many people have been asking for, as Warden has been on quite the recent run of show matches. But still, this might be one of his tougher opponents. You know, I don't have his exact run of games off the top of my head as he goes double reset, attempting to score first. He does have the loss to Rev Mob. Other than that, it has been all wins. He has a win over Raziers, and Raziers and Moxie probably playing at a similar level, you could argue, right now. So another strong win potential if Warden can keep it going. Or Moxie. Wow, Moxie, what a shot to open up this one. By the way, $100 best of 7, courtesy of a chatter who happened to show up just on time as Moxie passes to himself off the back wall. Goes to the ceiling for the reset. Mouse on Twitch donated $100 a while ago and said, give this to the next Warden show match. This is that next Warden show match. A best of 7 against Moxie. So shout out to Mouse on Twitch for getting us this here interesting prize pool show match. Warden trying to play quickly. You could argue these two have a clash of styles coming into this one. Warden known for playing fast and aerial based. Very innovative in his gameplay. Moxie, known historically for a very safe, effective one style, although both of his goals are going to come through the air. And his first one was definitely not a standard one's goal by any means. This time the reset, Warden just got lost on the back wall. I'd have to go back and watch from his... Oh my goodness, that's actually 100,000 bits. Sorry. Give me a sec. Did an alert even happen? What was it? Did an alert even go off? Warden, nice save and counter. Dude, I must not have an alert set up of appropriate, you know, volume and duration for 100,000 bits because it isn't given very often. Vacanus, thank you for the 100,000 bits. Much appreciated. Now putting you at 250,000 bits donated to the channel. Well, anyways, just I didn't mean to derail too much. The YouTube comments are still going to be like, Fear never focuses on the game. Okay, sorry. It was a 100,000 bit donation. Thank you, Vacanus. By the way, we asked somebody who came to the Twitch chat for the first time. He's like, oh, I've always been watching on YouTube. I said, who's your favorite Twitch chatter? They said, I only know one. I only know Big Money Bags Vacanus. And that might continue to be the case. Nice reset. Pancaking on the wall from Warden. Tried to pre-flip flick. Didn't work. Moxie looking to try and counter pass to himself off his own back wall. I don't think it's going to be quite... Oh, yes, it is! I was going to say it was not going to be quite fast enough. Does it go to the prize pool? Historically, and I think Vacanus knows this, prize pool donations do not go to the... are not bits. PayPal donations are best. Twitch takes a portion of bits and gives them to me on a big delay. So bits are usually for me. Vacanus can kind of have whatever, you know, rules he wants, since it's basically his stream. Jojo Red Nose, saving the 2 months prime. Warden front flipping on the kickoff to slight delay it. Does get a nice win. Plays it around Moxie through the air and gets a 4th goal. Moxie, getting bumped into the corner, trying his best to dodge this physical gameplay from Warden. 360 and wave dashing, still getting caught at the back of his car. What did the prediction end up at? It kind of swung back and forth. It started out Moxie favored, then it went back towards Warden. It finished, from last time I checked it, fairly heavily Moxie. It did get brought down a bit, so 65% in favor of Moxie is where it ended up. Warden has fallen a little bit from his really high rank that he was able to achieve. I think he got top 4 in ones. He's since fallen to, I think, somewhere in the teens now. So maybe slipping up a little bit in his ranked 1v1 gameplay. We know Moxie's in ranked a ton, so who knows how many games he maybe has given up to Warden, given some MMR back to him from when he stole a bunch of it not terribly long ago. Warden, first touch resets, second touch a reset as well. Refusing to touch the ball unless it's by reset. Moxie able to dodge that demo pressure. Interesting flick. He actually needed a powerful flick to try and get out ahead of Warden. What is Warden doing? Passing to himself off the wall. Yeah, okay. You never know. You never know with these creative players. I don't know what he's doing, but maybe he's got something in store for me, and turns out no, he does just give the ball up for free to Moxie, who shoots on an open net. Warden is all tabbed. He's only at 45% power. Warden forgot to tab back in. He's been playing without the monitor on. Moxie needs a goal right now. And that 50 is going to get it for him. 6-6 with 48 seconds left. Taking advantage of a jittery Warden. It's kind of a way to put it. The way he likes to play. Early jump to get a quick wave dash down to win this sidewall. Just needs to be a little bit better about his conversion rate on these, and this is such a great way to do it. It almost feels like there's been a surge of really strong air rolls through the ball to get surprising power, or especially kind of like a fake reset and then turn back into it to get the touch. Chat, I always am of the opinion that you're really forcing it whenever it's 7-6. But if you guys insist, 8-6 now. As Warden extends the lead. Warden gonna go for a Diaz challenge. Somehow doesn't get the ball on the ceiling twice in a row. Really impressive air dribble, but did not do the smart thing of, you know, holding on to it and not trying to shoot it at the end. Did just slam it against the back wall, even though it was clear that was going to be nearly impossible. Moxie boxing Warden out here is going to equalize it again. 9 seconds left to go. Thought Warden was regaining his lead and preventing the comeback by extending it out, but you know, you got to imagine that Warden regrets going for that final shot on his double resets across the whole field, because it almost felt like he was behaving as if the game was already won for him. Well, maybe it was, because he's outplayed Moxie at the midfield, beat a kickoff again, and now has a 1-goal lead with a second on the clock. Moxie way undershot that. I feel like you basically have to delay chip this, right? Oh no, you don't. Moxie showing me you absolutely do not need to, although it's not going to work. It does still get hit to the ground. He did pop it up and force it into Warden's half, though. Game number 1. Gonna go to Warden in the best of 7. Let's head to Forbidden Temple. Mocked in, and it's the screenshot that his camera froze on earlier. Game number 2. Warden and Moxie. Back and forth in game 1, although Warden led for a lot more than Moxie did. I'm not even sure Moxie ever got that lead back. He equalized a couple different times. Warden retook control. Moxie's going to get 100 here, and he's going to go back into his own half to get this dribble started. He is going to go to the air. Warden almost looked like he had a Feels backflip. I don't know if it's supposed to be a fake challenge. Nice shot from Moxie. Moxie matching Warden's energy here a little bit. Playing through the air with some fun reset shots. Fell so far away from the ball. Placed it so well top right. Warden. Nice. Wow. Gets a reset for a wave dash catch and then flicks it. He's not headed anywhere towards the net. If you watch from Moxie POV, he's thinking Warden's not shooting anytime soon. So there's no reason to panic or no reason to chase down the ball. It's such a good wave dash catch into flick. Makes that shot come at surprising speed. Warden into the air, back down as he sees the Moxie pre-jump. Jumps again. Moxie able to hit his crossbar and should be able to counter because of it. Delay kickoff gets demoed. Warden heading to this back corner. Ooh. It's challenged from the mock. It's going to be an equal game. Moxie. Sorry, I was doing some potential scheduling for a game later. I'm having to do some time conversions in my head. Not easy to do. I think the Nupo game might still happen, but a bit later than we thought. So maybe we'll end up getting other matches in between. Duke of Sims, thank you for 27 months, tier 1. Sorry, completely not locked in this game. Hopefully nothing too crazy has happened. Doing some scheduling for the next game. Nice bump by Warden. Up 5-2 now. Warden pushed into his back line. Moxie able to get a third goal. Wave dash kickoff from both these guys. Going to go in favor of Warden, who's trying to play keep away as he wall dashes back away from Moxie. Playing at top speed is one way to do that keep away. Did they just reset off each other? Wait, did Moxie get the reset? Or did Warden? Somebody got a reset off of that 50 in the air against each other. And I think it was Moxie because he used a flip. Warden did not. He just got a reset there and then wave dash. There's going to be so much more resetting off of each other's cars. I think the more common one is not going to be the one we just saw where they collide in the air, but instead where they single jump to dodge a demo, and then not only do they dodge it, but they also get a reset, so you can get a speed boost. It's the ultimate disrespect to a demo attempt. Not only did you not demo me, but you gave me a reset to wave dash off of to speed me up. As Warden taking this length of the field to make it 6-3. Warden, did he somehow not convert? Nice save from Moxie to get back on that kickoff. This is going to be an air dribble cringe. It just has to be. It has to be. If you're going to back away like this and allow Moxie to carry it the way he does, you're going to be air dribble bumps. If you think air dribble bumps are cringe, blame Warden. I'm at that point in my 1v1 viewing career where the air dribble bumps are the fault of the defender. If you set up in a way that allows you to be air dribble bumps, it is on the attacker to take it. It's too good of an opportunity. You need to, as the defense, make sure you're never air dribble bumpable. Warden trying a musty on the ground. And oh my goodness, what is he doing here? Oh, he didn't get it. Chain dashing his way up to the ceiling to pinch that ball back down. It was going to be such an amazing goal if he got down there to get it. But ultimately did not convert. Allowed Moxie to get a goal the other way. Moxie chip around a Warden after getting possession off the kickoff. We're back to 6-6, which I believe we were at in the previous game as well. Warden, little camera check, couple different camera checks to see where Moxie's at. Fakes the flick, gets a demo. How did he get underneath this ball? After he didn't flick it, I was thinking he was totally screwed. And this ball was going to get dunked off the top of his car, but gets just enough speed with that wave dash to get his hitbox on Moxie. And again, if you ask me, the scoreline is 7-6, but you'll never be able to convince the chatters. Oh, hello. Moxie stared him down a little bit, as Warden definitely should have had a touch here. Wave dashed, focused a bit too much on bumping Moxie, forgot he needed to make contact with the ball. Warden, bit of an awkward zap dash. It is going to be Moxie control in his own back corner to the ceiling. Has the resets. Falls away from the ball. Wave dash! Oh, not even a wave dash, because I don't think he... Did he get the reset? I guess he got off the ceiling, yeah. So maybe he did. He floated for so long. And then... I'm not sure if he dashed, though. I didn't see the explosion underneath his car. He did get some slight movement to the right, so it probably was a dash. Warden will equalize, though. 8-8. Moxie chasing down Warden right now is deciding to back off, allowing Warden to go for the full field air dribble. Somehow he is able to bring that ball perfectly to ceiling height without it ever touching it. Although that dribble didn't really have any, finishing plan, any actual striking shot from it. Just handed it away. Warden seems to get resets on Will. Can he get goals out of it, though? Moxie with control. Gonna try a flick, see if he can punish the positioning of Warden, and he does! Warden was trying to get a read off of this post. What happened here? He picks up the 100, and Moxie... Oh, did he just give up? I mean, I'm not sure he could have done much about it anyways, because if he touches that ball bouncing straight across the net, he can't get on the right side of it and actually clear it. He could basically only own goal it. Wow, what a clutch kickoff. Here I was thinking that was the end of the game. Delay, and then Moxie sees that delay and tries to play around it. I think he saw a big delay and tried to chip it to the left. Warden read that, jumped into it, and now we're back at 9-9. Wave dash kickoff for Warden in possession. Moxie trying to dive on it right away. He should be able to chip it up. He cannot let it roll, though. He had to hook shot it up because he wasn't going to have time to let it roll, and that forces it to hit back down on the ground. So 9-9 OT. Game number 2. Warden pushing this into Moxie's half. Shot towards net. Going to be easily saved. In fact, might be easily countered as well. Warden needed to be more careful. Moxie is going to take the game win. One boost is all he needed to get his side flip, pick up the pad, long shot. No recovery for Warden available. And we're all equal in the best of 7. And I'm going to quickly run and get some water after I change this lobby to DFH. And I'll be back in a second. My water wasn't already full, so the next game I'm probably gonna have to go fill it up. Game number 3. Warden and Moxie. Warden loves his front flip kickoff on the straight kickoff. Moxie delayed it heavily. Will now dunk and will easily swing in for a goal. I see a lot of people in the last game of this one talking a good bit about the ping. Guess you never know when it's somebody's first Rocket League match they've watched. Maybe Europe versus MENA. It's very standard for the Middle Eastern guys to play EU servers and play show matches on EU servers, which means they do have to play with 92 ping. It's not a disadvantage. It's not that it's not a disadvantage, but they are quite used to it and usually can win despite it. For a while, MENA servers were like messed up, and I think they just became EU servers. They really even had to play some RLCS, I think, on some EU servers for a bit. I don't know if MENA servers are back, but oftentimes players are queuing on EU anyways, even if they are there. Moxie gonna air dribble and send Warden flying up. Warden tried to keep the dribble going. If he had gotten to the ceiling, maybe he could have done something. But instead, it's gonna be Moxie 2-0. Moxie with a little ground pinch to finish an open net. Tree Sap! Thank you for the brand new tier 1. Much appreciated. This is the first game that's really been controlled by either one of them this much. Warden had a couple big leads, I'd say, in game 1. Neither have been able to kind of keep the other from scoring for a minute 30 like this, as Moxie definitely has control of this game number 3. Warden has no boost left to work with at the end of this dribble. Moxie recognizing no reason to tap it towards Warden, where it allows him to keep being involved in the play. Just let it fall back to his own corner where he'll be the only one in control. Not sure he's going to have 100 to work with here, though. So it's going to have to be off pads. He wants to get to the other 100. I don't know if he's going to get away with this. That is going to give up possession. So I wonder if Moxie just knew that, decided 100 boost is more important to him than trying to get something going on just a pad. To be honest, oftentimes trying to play offense with the ball on a pad leads to getting scored on, because you just have so few options in your offense, and then you often find yourself low boost on the wrong side of the field. So maybe not the worst decision ever to just say I need 100 or I'm in trouble. Warden into the air, reset. Moxie is up at the top of the arena in the corner. Warden goes low and tries to flick it in. Has been held to 0 goals after half this game. Ground pinch will do it. Can't keep Warden scoreless forever. And he gets bumped into the ceiling, wave dashes onto the ceiling for a reset, and then slams the ball in on a pinch. Moxie picking up midfield and corner boosts. Likely to pick up this 100 as well. Knows Warden is playing on just pads. Has picked up now every 100, it feels like. Maybe one shy of all of them. Warden did take a trip away from the play. Moxie trying to power shoot. See if he can catch Warden diving into the ball. Didn't put it on target. Now it's going to be a Warden air dribble reset. Well positioned. Moxie keeps it out. We watched it from defensive POV, which we do not often do. It was interesting to see Moxie try and line up that challenge and win the 50 to keep it out. Warden is staying so aggressive right now. This is what it's like to play against Warden. Moxie has his control now, though. Is going to go for a double jump bump. Warden sneaks underneath it. Does manage to catch it. Going to get bumped. And Moxie will backflip it in to make it 4-1. Holding Warden to this low of a score line is very impressive and not easy to do. He put up 9 in the last 2 games. It was 9-8 for Warden in game 1, and it was 9-10 with Moxie getting 10 in that second game. That one needed to go to OT, and now he's got Warden on 1 goal. 1 goal 3 minutes 30 into the game. Another kickoff goal. 6-1. Moxie getting the first dominant game that either one of these guys have had. Warden had a moment where it seemed like he might pull away in game number 1, I would say, but Moxie kept it interesting. And now it's going to be 7-1. And there's the next call. Warden does not want to wait a minute 9 to see if he can get 6. Hello, game. Let me press the button. Oh, just a bug. Game number 3. Gonna go to Moxie. Mina players often get kicked out of the server when it cycles to a new map or a new game. Game number 4. Moxie and Warden. Moxie worried about boost too much this time. He did a really good job of starving Warden out in that last game. Look at the chain dashing. Warden says, I don't need boost. I've got chain dashes to make up for it. And has now matched his scoring output of the last game in the first 13 seconds. And has set himself up another opportunity. Feels like there's been so many feels, backflips, feels, side flips, which if you've never heard about before, basically just saying accidental. You know, he's meaning to empty jump to fast aerial up and instead diagonal or backflips away. But it's almost too many. It's almost too many to believe that he's doing them on accident, and maybe he's just trying to fake with them or stay unpredictable. Warden 360 and able to just get enough height around Moxie. Delay kickoff from Moxie. Trying to get a little bit extra speed with the wall there by getting a dash, but it's not going to be enough. Warden up 3-0. It sounds like the next game, by the way, will be Nupo versus Vatira. It just might not be right away. I think there's a little bit of a delay. Moxie reset on the ceiling. Shot top shelf. On the board in game number 4. Warden thought about going up high to meet him, tried to get back down to the ground to defend. Warden checking down to see what Moxie is up to and then catching and flicking over the top of him. Warden seems to have really clean wall dashes. Have not seen him fly off unintentionally yet and really gets maximum speed out of them. Moxie able to sneak this one just barely in. Interesting delay kickoff from Warden. Gonna get him a 5th. Gets Moxie to roll this ball right into him. The early jump wave dash kickoff. Interesting read. The kickoff back and forth right now between these two. has been quite interesting. We've seen some stuff we don't always see in every 1v1 match. Warden going to pass the ball to Moxie. He'll take it. Ooh, a little bit of a mind game there. Moxie decided to turn and leave because he saw Warden was in position to touch the ball and clear it and not allow them to go to the midfield, but instead Warden ended up faking that, which if Moxie had read it, could maybe have just shot directly on target. Now Warden off the ceiling slams this forward and Moxie redirects it to give it insane power and put it into the net. Warden back. Oh, that's going to get punished. Moxie's too good not to score on you. You're going to give that big of a window. Warden did this earlier, but not to this degree where he went to midfield 100 and Moxie tried to punish him. He did succeed at that. He flicked it off the post and in. This time, it's not going to need any follow-up. Moxie's too good, and he likes that flick that is, you know, headed to that left side. That turn right, flick left, the ideal setup for a power flick in that position, is his favorite flick. So maybe, you know, on the opposite side of the field mirrored, he might have a tougher time punishing you for that, but not there. As Moxie will dunk again to creep back into this game. Moxie seemed like he maybe wanted to bring that ball back to his own half, but will 180 reverse wave dash to reposition, and it's just going to muscle it through. Backflip to stay on top of Warden here. He wanted to keep his car positioned over the top of Warden and not allow him to jump through. That helped him secure his goal. He's got a tie game now. Moxie probably right to accelerate that ball, even though it's not on target, just to make sure Warden doesn't get a touch. And will eventually get his goal. And finally, if you ask me, chat, it's now time. I think it's maybe happened in every game so far. But it truly is 6-7 on the scoreboard now. Moxie not able to pick up the 100 boost. Really important air dribble, although there's tons of time. It maybe isn't as important as I was thinking it was. I saw the scoreline of, you know, 6 and 7 for both players. You'd think we're late into the game, but we actually have multiple minutes left. Warden able to beat Moxie out on an attempted challenge. Only 10 boosts to work with. Moxie picks up 100 and tries to get to the ball. He's mostly worrying about getting his 100 boosts, and because of that, he has put himself out of position to stop the shot. And Warden will get another kickoff. Just like that, he's back in the lead. Warden flick. And, oh, is able to block it and keep it down. I thought Moxie would get a touch here. He's touching it as soft as he can in order to not push it back towards Moxie and help him get the clear. But really, I think it mostly comes on Moxie, maybe not getting the best read. Warden dribbling out of his own quarter, resets. Could go anywhere, it feels like. And it could also go at Mach speed as Warden gets 142 km/h musty straight to the top shelf. And he did it for the Reddles fans who just joined, the 381 of them. I'm sure Reddles also just hit 140 km/h reset flick like that too, though, so they're probably unimpressed as Warden lost the ball and is going to allow Moxie to have a free goal. Warden going to be first to the 100. as he takes this up to the top of the arena. He's had a few different air dribbles now, considering how creative he is at times. He's had a few where he just dribbles it. Nothing at all. Doesn't even seem to fake a reset, which seems so unlike him. Nice outplay, though. He really thrives in this messy race to the ball game that he can get Moxie to do at the midfield sometimes. Warden throwing one to net. Moxie needs possession fairly soon. The thing about Warden that he has not been doing is he has not been securing his wins. He's not been playing in a way that guarantees he finishes in the lead. And this is kind of my point. I mean, how he plays these next two kickoffs will really potentially make the point. If he doesn't play them safe, he should, by all means, have fully locked this game in. But if he doesn't play these rights, he could be in trouble. This kickoff win, though, is very likely enough. And he actually just shoots the ball on target instead of picking up 100. Again, kind of a risky play style. You know, I would say if you grab 100 boost, it's over. Because you cannot be beat in, 2 goals in 7 seconds when you have boost. But trying to shoot there, if Moxie gets some good save and counters, he cannot get back because he didn't pick up boost. I mean, you never know. That's just not how Warden does it, though. Not his style. He wants to stay aggressive and run it to the net. Oceanon named 11 months prime. Is it Parc de Paris? Why am I going this way? Shouldn't I be going this way? Game 5, Warden and Moxie. Warden will score right away on the kickoff, just running it straight down the field. Moxie maybe doesn't get the dash he wants and thinks he can creep towards that corner, and that was never Warden's plan. Warden was never worried about the 100, always was trying to get it to the nets. And Moxie tried to go big time cheese. That's my favorite kickoff variant in my 100 rated 1v1 games. The ultra delay. Warden counters it though by driving through and demoing. Warden, what is his first touch reset to get this going? Of course, another reset, because why not? But ultimately the finish. Is he going to make something out of this as well? What a 50 to the ceiling. Shot is in! Warden just dives on the ball and figures it out later. How he got a 50 and got that to the ceiling for a reset and the ball floats perfectly down for a shot, I don't know. Moxie backing into nets, but Warden able to punish him there. 3-0. Warden is a 14-year-old Saudi Arabian player, and it feels like if you just ran back the RLCS 1v1 right now, we could maybe see Warden push even deeper than he did. I do think he finished 9th, 12th range, but since then, in the weeks or month after it was played, has really ascended a lot in his 1v1 skill. But we'll have to wait a whole nother year, I assume. I guess you never know how the next year's format will be. It has changed before. We thought we were waiting till January, and I think this last season started in November, and then had that kickoff land. So who knows? Maybe they're going to announce that the next season is all 1v1 as Warden dunks over the top to make it 5-1. Another kickoff for Warden. This is his fight back for the 7-1 forfeit he had in game number 3. Now he's up 6-1 in much faster time. And it took Moxie. Moxie had a 7-1, but it was over the course of a long game. Just kind of starved Warden out of any offense. Warden is just putting on a kickoff exhibition right now. Running his scoreline up to 6. And it's going to take some Moxie patience. Something that he normally has a lot of to try and bring this back. He's air dribbled over the top of Warden. But I think this is just a Warden goal, right? Moxie can't get back to this. Oh my goodness! Warden missed high. And now Moxie gets to play keep away. And up! Oh no! Moxie! You can't be afforded to not score that. Down 5. Moxie absolutely needed that goal and to get to a kickoff. Instead, he allowed Warden to get back. He is going to get his goal. Not terribly long after, but still. Limper, they were the 85 months prime. Moxie sees Warden floundering. Warden has been the best flounderer in the game, though. S-tier floundering. Every time it seems like he's just on 0 boost, randomly panic flipping. He then gets himself a goal. Although Moxie reads this aggressive challenge and will be getting a third. Oh, that one got red. Moxie delaying the diagonal kickoff. A bit of a risk, and Warden just... I mean, I'm not even sure it was that tough to read. I think that was just kind of Moxie's fault. There's a one in which Warden does that even if he doesn't read the delay. Just hits it straight into net. Warden looking to go the distance. Interesting decision to go high. Moxie showed high, and Warden just played right into it. And I'm not even sure Moxie had the ability to get back down low. You know, normally players see the high challenge and drop to the ground. Maybe Warden was trying to be, you know, 3,000 IQ, 2 steps ahead. Just hit it up high, but it did not play out in his favor. Moxie just stealing it away. Nice demo from Moxie. And he's got time. You know, again, I was going to say, maybe he needed to rush. Normally, you do need to rush if you're ever down 6-1, but not really. Moxie can play his more controlled, slower type style and still easily get the goals he needs as long as he keeps possession and is able to convert. Warden has to panic flip back as he was almost out of position. Dodges the demo from Moxie and pitches it back for another Moxie possession. Another really interesting pre-jump challenge from Warden. He does this a ton. And is he going to score off this? He will. Sometimes it feels, you know, to his detriment. We're not going to be able to see it because he didn't score it immediately. But he does these pre-jumps that almost look like accidental jumps, and he's heading back down to the ground before he could have even really convinced the opponent he was pre-jumping anyways. And there's the next call from Moxie. 9-4. French players often do seem to be debuffed on the Paris map. Warden, a game win away from being $100 richer. And we're going to have a slight break as I run to fill my water. I'm back. Did everyone behave? Or was it all just EU Omega lol, Mina Omega lol, easy? Game number 6. Warden and Moxie. Warden dashing his way around the field before trying to rush this towards nets. Moxie needs to probably control this game early. After Warden able to put himself on match points via a forfeit. Warden faking the flick and then wave dashing this to pop it up and in. It seemed like he was headed to the opposite side of the net there. And Moxie believed it too. Look at the wave dash back to just send the ball rocketing top shelf. Moxie not able to pick up the 100 in the corner. Gonna be forced back to midfield. Warden, interesting touch here to get it around the challenge. It felt like he wasn't even really positioned to shoot anymore and might be giving the ball away. But he just gets one little touch with the back end of his car. It's just enough to get around Moxie's challenge. Moxie getting pre-jumped by Warden, so he just immediately cuts the dribble, throws it to the other side of the field, and might still score off it. Yeah, very practical play from Moxie. No reason to play into that aggressive of a pre-jump. Just play keep away. Warden has a really strong kickoff and is able to pad his scoreline so often with a few kickoff goals, which can make you so tough to beat. Warden jumping back to get a reset. This shot is in! It required Moxie to be low boost. I don't think this shot is good enough if Moxie isn't on 0, but he starved Moxie out. He's able to pick up 12 and not able to react to that in time. Moxie picks up a demo to get a second goal after the kickoff. Moxie actually kind of boxing Warden out and getting himself bumped into the corner boost. Head to the ceiling for the reset. Waits all the way down to the ground. Great play, threatening so much through the air. Whether or not he's going to lean forward, go for a flick, use his flip to just flip to the ball, or what he actually ends up doing, just dropping it into the bottom left corner. Moxie, ooh, maybe the first time we've seen him go for the signature flick. Look at this recovery from Warden. Wow, we watched the whole thing from Warden POV. And this doesn't necessarily need to be countered, but a great recovery, little curve dash, pre-flip to pop it out in front of him, and then really strong shot to put it in. These 360s are... I feel like they're him missing, but he's done them enough times now, just like I talked about before. Where it's like, is he out there just 360 dashing for fun? Doesn't make contact here. Moxie's going to get a freebie. Moxie into the corner for 100. Backing off now. What speed from Warden. It is going to... I don't love that touch from Moxie, but he does manage to control it without getting bumped. Never mind. He has his plan. See, I felt like it was going to be hard to get this follow-up touch without getting taken out of the play, but it ended up working out perfectly, and Warden never seemed to have an angle at all. So he has a good read on how Warden has been challenging there. Warden loves his front flip delay kickoff on the straight spawn. And is he going to get another one? Oh, Moxie. Headed the other way, into the air. Loves his ceiling reset. Warden challenging from the side wall, top corner. Moxie looks to try and switch the field to punish him for that. Warden getting slightly undercut. I think Moxie slows down to try and catch him there and not let him land clean, especially when he's on low boosts. Not letting him land clean is a really big deal. It's going to completely halt him. Moxie now has finally gotten his possession, cutting this back towards net. Again, not allowing Warden to pick up too much boost. That needed to be a bit high. That shot went across the net. Where's Warden headed? He's so fun to watch, but what are you doing? He just he just 180 dashing himself out to no man's land and letting Moxie have the goal. Warden, ooh, didn't quite read the crossbar down bounce like he seemed like he was hoping to. So you're gonna have to back off. Moxie fakes his signature flick, doesn't get it, is able to at least backflip 50. He's gonna be in trouble now. Warden gets to go with speed and will absolutely counter. A goal lead. Moxie is good at securing his leads. He's not really in lead securing territory just yet, especially against a guy as snappy, as quick as Warden. And obviously he's not in lead securing mode now, as Warden wins yet another kickoff. Moxie needs to get a bit of offense. He needs to get a bit of separation if he wants to go game 7. Big kickoff win for Warden, forcing Moxie to recover it and send this to the back wall. Is he gonna go? Wow, again, Warden doing a lot of interesting feels, backflip type moments. I want to see it from Warden POV. He just backflips away when he could have challenged the ball. Maybe he could have kept that aerial going. Now it is in fact 6-7 with 1:17. Warden's kickoff's so good though. I mean, he's able to get a few a game and forces this through Moxie to make it 7-7. Chat has devolved to just saying the scoreline no matter what it is. Warden headed to his own back corner. Moxie wants to undercut or demo, and it's going to be a demo. Warden gets to pick where to spawn. Can he get back to this? No. Moxie with the lead. And a minute on the clock. Moxie, ooh, recognizing he needed to not go for the ball touch and instead dodge the demo. Now we're in, a position where we do see Moxie play his lead against other players. I don't know if he will against Warden. Nice speed. Recognizing Warden getting a bit greedy. And a second goal for Moxie. Warden landing, headed straight towards the ball. Oh, Warden using the Moxie kickoff in order to get this back within 1. Moxie's been the deliverer of this kickoff so many times. One player flips through while the other's wave dashing. I wonder what this best of 7 would look like without kickoffs. We've got Moxie Rev Mob chatting in the in-game chat. But he's right, there's been a ton of kickoffs. These guys have been converting a lot of kickoffs against each other. Warden especially, really strong kickoff. 10-8 now though for Moxie. I mean, we could see him backflip on a kickoff. We haven't seen Moxie, disregard a kickoff yet. Could be a time to see if he could buy himself 13 seconds. How are you kickoffing so good? Moxie just wants to learn. He's trying to get in the lab and figure it out. Warden just moves so clean. Trying to get one for the road. Doesn't. Moxie will deny him. Will force a game 7. We're ahead of the champs field. $100 on the line. Warden versus Moxie. Going all the way. Do we think Warden gives him an answer? I mean, I don't even know how you answer that because I think he just is doing a lot of fairly standard kickoffs. He does mix up a good amount. You know, he mixes up a decent amount. He's not just running the same thing every time, but he just has really clean movements. Game number 7. Warden and Moxie. Shout out to Mouse on Twitch for the $100 donation a few weeks ago at this point for the next Warden match. I think it's delivered. Moxie ripping one. Ooh, just barely off target. Crossbar down and out. Warden can't really do much with this. He's on ball. He actually did get an undercut on Moxie, so he made a lot out of it. And now pinching it into a shot no drop down. Again, he got Moxie to use a couple boosts though, so not the end of the world. Oh, he doesn't decide to dive back in. Moxie ceiling reset, really well positioned ball. Potentially flick. Maybe a bit low, I would say. Sometimes that's good for people who like to challenge high. Moxie popping this up. No contact. Is swinging around and getting ready for his favorite move to do. He loves to get defenders up, get behind him, and then chase back in for a demo. Warden managing to avoid that though. And now we'll start a dribble. Getting a couple resets across the length of the field, and the flick is so good. Earlier we saw him just boom a flick top shelf. This time it's more about the extra height he gets on this reset, getting almost down to the ground and then flicks it back up. I think the front of his car scraping and getting sparks on the ground. That's how low he was. And then forces it back high to score the first goal of game number 7. Moxie waiting out this ball, trying to get to his game. Warren's not going to let it happen. He closes distance, although this could be arguably still Moxie's game. Baiting bad challenges out of defenders also counts. And he will get his counterattack. Warden dashing his way into the corner. Moxie forced to stay on ball without boost. It's not going to matter. A couple different times now, Warden has cared a bit too much about refilling his tank and not enough about defending his net. And this is probably another one of those cases. Moxie popping the ball up to himself in the midfield as Warden again. Ooh, fakes like he's going for the 100. And then Moxie, his first touch looked like he was looking to punish that, then noticed it was a fake, and so instead went to the corner himself to get the 100. That half flip should be good enough. 3-1. Talk about Warden being undefeated on the stream. We say that because, of course, a loss to Red Mob doesn't count. That's the best player to ever play the game. He has lost to Red Mob. Will he get another loss here, though? Moxie getting a bit of separation with lots of time on the clock. 4-1. Moxie talking very highly of Warden's kickoff in Game 6, and yet here he is, beating him now and extending his lead. Warden has had execution hiccups here and there, but he cannot afford them any longer as he tried to pre-flip to pop the ball, end up getting a reset off of it, but I think that's courtesy of the way Moxie moved it. Moxie can't score here. Chain dashing is so scary from Warden. He's managed to hold on to him in a boost, gets a demo! He's a chain dashing maniac! And it actually converts for a goal. I got another demo too. It's not going to go back and show us all the crazy dashing he did across his own back line. Warden easily dashing and countering here. Moxie didn't get enough punishment off of his bumps. Wave dash kickoff this time fairly equal. Moxie trying to play the ball. Faked Warden here. Still in on Warden's side with 0 boost. Feels so dangerous the way Warden has moved and countered. He has forced Warden into the corner instead of towards the net, which is going to give him an opportunity to return. He does make that first save. Soft touch. Warden had a chance to maybe backflip challenge. Decides not to. Instead goes back to net, and Moxie punishes him. There was a moment here where Warden maybe could have, on this landing, on this wave dash landing, could have dove back in because Moxie had a bit of separation on the ball. Warden decided it wasn't worth it. Stay shadow, and might have been the wrong decision. Warden countering now after Moxie chased down to the corner. Missed dash from Warden. Moxie collects the ball. Tried to get to his flick. Warden stops it early with a backflip challenge and then immediately tries to pre-flip, forcing Moxie to play at a pace that maybe he doesn't want to, but also leaving some open nets on occasion, like this one, for being overly aggressive. And now the clock is starting to matter. 3 goals, minute 24. This is when Moxie will cut across his own half a couple times if you don't pressure him and waste a bit more time. It's not really an issue, though, with the way Warden's playing. It's hard to imagine Warden backing off and shadowing for too long to even allow any time wasting in the first place. Moxie trying to psycho. He's feeling good here. It doesn't work. That flick is not good enough to beat Moxie, even though he's on low boost. Warden, that jump has no end goal. What is he hoping for now? He's starving them both out. He's continuing to just go high over and over and over again. But Moxie making the right play, backing Warden up into the corner for the 100. Trying to chase down immediately and does get a dunk. Catches Warden taking too long to set up offense. Moxie is going to make sure he has a recovery here. He is never going to go all in up 3 with this much time on the clock. But you heard about Warden's kickoff, so what he needs to do is get himself back to a kickoff reset to the ceiling. Denied by Moxie this time. Slams it down and out of the net instead of into it. Warden won't be able to get back to this one. Moxie doing well in the midfield right now. Demo might just secure the series. Moxie has lots of time to waste now with a 3-goal lead. It's looking like it's going to be Warden's second show match loss. He steals it away. He actually... Oh, no, he's not going to get a goal. Nice recovery. Warden's out. Moxie wins it. Drops the ... and might even have a chance to pogo on 0 seconds. Ooh, a little 180 dribble. Styling for the fans as he keeps it up. Really strong series from Warden. I mean, he has gone from a top 9 to 12 finish in 1v1 in MENA to now taking the Moxies of the world in prize show matches to nail-biting game 7s. I mean, Warden is on a really strong trajectory. Nah, that was good anyways. That was good anyways. I liked the dribble. GG's. Moxie with the dub, $100 richer. Another prize match where we got to pay out Moxie. I think I have his PayPal saved already, believe it or not. We both uncle now? Did you turn 20? Is that why you said that? Is that why? Oh, crazy. I'm also in my 20s. +2 guy. They've been at 12 months. Later, Mock. He left. Didn't give me a chance to get my heart back. GG's. Good games from the Mock, from Warden as well. Chat, we have Nupo versus Vatira coming up. That is in... Let me see. Like an hour. So we might try and get another match, maybe? I talked to a couple other people. Kep's left cheek. Thank you for the brand new tier 1. Appreciate you, gamer. Can you do Zen versus Warden? Maybe. I think Nupo versus Vatira, by the way, is 9:30. What did Vitsira say? He said 9:30 my time, or maybe 10 his time. 9:30 is Central European Standard Time. So 9:30 Central European Standard Time. Dupo versus Vatira. We still haven't heard from Nas and whether or not he can play. If he has located somewhere down to play today. By the way, the plan tomorrow is to do maybe another one of those gauntlets. And I haven't done any prep for that. So I don't know if it's going to work. But if I can string together like 10 players tomorrow, we might do that as well. Maybe we'll have to delay it a day or something. Chat 2 subs. We could marbles while we wait. We could also maybe get a match. Let me think about who I was talking to. Oh, there was this guy. Yeah, there's this guy I wanted to debut. You want to play a match? Chat, do you guys know who this dude is? He says he's German, although he's got a name that you would have bet he was Middle Eastern. At least I did before I knew. I'm assuming this is another Mohammed, who is at 35 on the leaderboard, and also high on the twos leaderboard. Both. Which, like, just about guarantees that he's legit. 28 in twos and 35 in ones. Do you guys know this German? The classic German name, Mohammed? Over 100 goals in one series. Yeah, that was a crazy series. Okay, but what's his hoops rank? He's all right. Puka says he's all right. He's originally from Syria. Ah. Oh, 100,000 bits marbles. Let me think about that. 100,000 bits. Should 100,000 bits be enough to run marbles? It's just that it's red up here, and it's like, what are we teaching people if we run marbles while the overlay is red? I feel like it kind of teaches them that they can play marbles with a red overlay. That 2 subs equals 100,000 bits. We need a 2v2 show match for Zen. Yeah, Zen and Atto. You know, I was thinking about getting them on for 2v2s, right? To do the same thing, like the World to Worlds that we're doing or trying to do with Nupo and Nas. And the problem is that their MENA counterpart, who would be the ones who could play the EU opponents with them, don't want to do it. So I don't think Rawas and Killiers are interested in any show matches. So it's like, who do we do it against? Zach and Reveal? Will they play all of it in EU? So I don't know. Did we F there for a second? Get Big Chungus? I never heard of them. Are they good friends with Ligma? I saw Rada was gaming today. I'd be down to get Rada in a mage. But he's extra high now. Rada has gotten up to 4. Rada had a very like almost freestyle-y playstyle that maybe seemed like it couldn't push to top 4, but here he is. But he's always offline. So I don't know if he's just not interested in playing show matches. He always displays offline even if he's in game. Wonder when NA1s will revive? Cosmic, you want to be that hero? Do you want to be that hero? It's interesting to think about. How come NA isn't grinding ones as much? You know, where's the... once upon a time, the Wardens were the Daniels. You know, Daniel was the 14-year-old. Teresa, they're the 5 gifted gamer. Let's go. Trees up with a brand new tier 1 and the 5 gifted. What a hero. The hero we absolutely love and deserve. I was already pulling up the marbles, by the way, but thank you for the 5 gifted. I did get 100,000 bits. Feels pretty tough not to run the marbles after that. So we have like an hour until Nupo Vatira. I'm looking to see, this guy confirmed an hour ago that he is around today.
Meow.
Then I hit him up again. Let me see if he's in game. I'd be down to have this guy play again. I think he won his last game, although he fell out of the top 100. 100. I don't know if Warden wants to play again. Zenanato versus Warden and Rada. I don't know if Zenanato would want to do that. Why can't Nas play much? Is it something personal? Maybe? Is ping and bad internet personal? He has always had issues where I'm assuming his normal home has not great internet. Like maybe enough to play ranked and like just be bummed when it takes some MMR from you or whatever because it's terrible, but not enough to like play a tournament or play a ones match or a big, you know, like this Road to Worlds thing kind of match. So he played, if you remember his camera actually for the 1v1 event, he went to like the Gentlemate setup or he went to someone else's like setup where there was good internet, played from there for the whole weekend. And he wants to do something similar, it sounds like. Maybe go somewhere again for a week to maybe get games in. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Well, like I said, I'll pay Nupo out $100 per win he gets if it doesn't end up becoming a full 10 matches $1,000 thing. Rada versus Moxie. They're playing ones against each other right now. Rada doesn't respond to me. I cannot contact him. I'd definitely be down to run Moxie Rada while we wait for an hour. We could like ask Moxie, hey, message Rada. Does he want to play a show match? I could just message him anyways, even though he just plays offline, which I actually think I did. Rada actually destroys this Moxie bot. The big show matches are always so interesting with the chat, dude. They just cannot help but instantly swing back and forth after each goal. Omega lol. Rada could never win a game because this one game was won by Moxie by 2, even though the ranked session has been fairly equal.
Marbles in the chat, let 'em roll, let 'em fly. First play stream until you fall out the sky. Round and round, everybody wants the crown. 1 minute you're up, next minute you're down. Marbles in the chat, everybody type play. Trash talk heavy but it's all RNG from the start to the finish. We're yelling at the screen, it's the dumbest little race, and you know what I mean.
Chat! Can we get 10 more players? We'll rip it if we get to 200 players. Moxie have music on?
Ah, j'étais pas loin là, j'ai trop le seum.
Of course he does. I was gonna ask him if he'd want to play Rada. I don't know if Rada wants to play though. If he didn't get in the game, that means Rada did not re-queue up immediately. $204! Alright, let's run it. Fine. We'll run the marbles and we'll stop baiting the marbles. you insist. Gutto091, Smile43, Slow Modbd, Firalis, Mr. Zigzagoon. Gutto, no. Oh my goodness, look at this tech. Oh my goodness, that was the sickest landing I've ever seen from Gutto091. That that was insane, dude. His mechanics are off the chain. GBA 32 in the lead though. Why am I always last? Oh, you forgot to type exclamation point boost. 0-0 Kevin BZH. Raziers versus Vatira. No, Vatira is not able to play until the Nupo game anyways. He can't squeeze in another game. Breaks Vacanus? No way. No way Vacanus actually wins another race in a 200 marble race in which he gave 100,000 bits earlier. The most pay-to-win marbles race of all time. No, I think it's gonna be Arjun. Nope, it's gonna be Wide Octopides. GG's. Wide Octopides. Congratulations on your 207 marble win race. Bang, 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 bang. You didn't get to play? Can we start over? You guys want 1 straight hour of marbles races? Because you're not getting them, dude. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Sorry. Wait, who got last? Who did I should have come up with some really fun, neat idea that we could make a YouTube video or something to do for this hour, but I also didn't know I was going to have an hour. The original scheduling didn't have an hour. ASI Scrim, first ever loss. We did it. Congratulations on your loss and your 2-week timeout. So did you guys hear about the drama? Chat, you guys heard there was drama, right? Did you all hear about the drama? Maybe you guys might remember that last week we ran a little stream. A stream where we had a bot on. Something that we've had on a lot. We've had bots on. We've had Slater on. We've had Slater play against NA bots. This guy was an EU bot maker. And I didn't vet him at all. Why? Because I live in a fairy tale land where you don't need to vet anybody. Everybody's a good person and everybody's doing the right thing. Turns out I had these 3 guys play against a bot that almost certainly was a cheating bot. Yeah, he got banned. He got banned. You guys might be wondering, what is a cheating bot? And I talk about this in the video too. But the difference between a good bot, as you can see, the Jedi, and a bad bot is that the Sith stole from the Jedi the ability to train. They stole the Force from the Jedi and they have used it to create bots that they can inject into ranked. Meanwhile, the Jedi never do that. The Jedi who are over here. The Jedi never do that. So I accidentally had Sirius, which was the Sith's main 1v1 bot, play against the 3 players. You went and told your local GameStop employees that up support cheating, so they'll all let the gamers know. You went and told your local GameStop employees that up support, I'm gonna guess you, that you support cheating, so they'll let all the gamers know. Fear ban when? Yeah, so I don't know if my ban is incoming or something for having had the Sith bot on or what. Is Phaser still in chat? I mean, he's been banned from everywhere else, but he might not be banned from here yet. Yeah, his last message was at the end of the last stream. I hope you get banned so you can finally become a marble streamer. I need to refresh the on-screen chat for your Jedi versus Sith battle. Was it haha got you suckers? No, I kind of wish it was though, you know? That's what I kind of wish, that at some point he just went, ah, gotcha. But no, they always down to the bitter end say, no, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Until like, until they're banned, like until they'll never stop. What do you mean? No, not me, no. Marbles again? I mean, do I hold you guys all victim to my own gameplay for a bit? Moxie versus Warden is getting continued. It doesn't matter. We've got content now.
Oh les gars, il faut le...
I don't know if we could listen to it though, because he's got what's it called? Copyrighted music. The show match continues, dude. How do you play this marbles game anyways? I don't get it. You just type !point play, that's it. And then RNG decides. People in chat will tell you their skill or that it's not just an RNG dice roll. And they're lying to you. Just so you know. What are the latest Road to World standings? Still only the one game, Nupo 4-0ing Red Mob. We haven't been able to nail down Nas and when he can play. I don't know how far behind I want to get in terms of scheduling his games against the same people. But, like I said, if I have to, and it has to end up not being like a fair match between the two, it will just be $100 prize pool games for them. And I'll just pay out the Nupo or maybe like the couple games Nas gets. You just switched from AppJax where he lost the Warden? I think I messaged Jack about being an opponent in the Road to Worlds. Ooh, those are filthy, dude. He hits him so consistently. You also do those? Is Warden live on TikTok? He said he was going to have a Twitch soon. But I don't know if he does. Can you send me the information on whatever you're talking about after you're done streaming? Oh, it's if you look up Road to Worlds last time, it's like Nupo versus Moxie Road to Worlds is what it was called. It's like the same exact format. You saw a tutorial on TikTok for those musties. Was it by Warden? Does he have the age to stream on Twitch? Yeah, you gotta be 13. He's 14. Watch Nupo. Is Nupo live? One second. We're watching the Diaz challenge from Warden. Stopped. Is Nupo... He is live. What is he doing? Playing twos? I think I'd rather watch this. Is Warden TikTok live? I type in TikTok and it instantly just goes to Warden because he's the only person I check. He is not live. Does anyone know if he streamed that show match? I have an eyelash in my mouth. Chad, did you all click the Brooklyn Bettings link? Every time you click it, it helps me. So it's kind of a no-brainer when you think about it. Anyone ever had Mr. Softy pull up on the side of the road as a kid and under a vanilla or chocolate ice cream from the infamous blue striped van? Man, I can't lie, it's one of the most rejuvenating things. No, I haven't, YouTube chat. But apparently some people in Twitch chat have. You created a bot that clicks the link every time you start marbles? Oh, I doubt it. When's the next show match? I think it's in the title, right? 9:30 Central European Standard Time. That's about an hour from now. So we just grind Warden versus Moxie ranked. What's that in freedom units? Oh wow, that's a tilted Warden right there. That's a bit tilty. I cannot lie. Appjack is live. If you're talking about Jack playing matches, he usually had to have some prep time. And I don't think he likes to stream during them. So Jack being live is actually kind of like the worst likelihood for Jack to be in a match. All right, what's Nupo doing? Someone tells me Warren's not re-queuing after that. Is Nupo playing music? Yeah. Oh no, that was someone's goal celebration. He has goal celebrations turned on like a maniac. Does that play long enough to get copywritten? Am I allowed to get a Britney Spears copyright strike? I also instantly turned anthems off when they were added. Ooh, what a pre-jump pass. Notice using the best car design in the game. What is it? I haven't been able to see it. It looks like it's just... Noctane? The cricket anthem used to rage bait me. Is it just his Is one where he puts the bull horns or whatever on his car? Yeah. Yeah. Turn it up. This is maximum, believe it or not. Honestly, I actually might not have anthems off. I might just have music at 0. I honestly don't know which version of having it off I have, but I think it counts as the same. Is this Fear POV? Yeah, no, I've been working on my game a little bit. So I've gotten a lot better. I can't even play with no hands. I'm guessing Nupo would be down to play whenever then. But yeah, I think it's Matira who needed it to be later anyways. Can we just sit here in silence for once? How long? 1 hour? Look at the I got it early comms. I'm not. Uh-oh. Is it smack talk? H. Okay, they're Spanishing. Oh! Tough. Tough. Unlucky. Oh, they're queuing together. I didn't even realize they were partied. Nupo Nush 2s. Yala grinding to 2,500. Ant? Yeah, no, all of these Arabic words make sense to me. All of them make so much sense to me. Is Mock playing Rada? Warden. Alright. Chat, should I just go live every day and just watch other streams? It's like so free. Why ever even do anything myself? Moxie is following up the show match win with the mental edge, it would seem. I'm content borrowing, okay? When are you giving it back? When do I ever give content back to Moxie? In my defense, I've paid Moxie lots of prize pool money. Okay? Warren should probably hop off for a bit. I know I don't have that level of maturity, but maybe the 14-year-old Saudi Arabian does. I'd be like, grind, L, even if I got tilted out of my mind. No, dog, that's Vacanus who pays Moxie. You know, just because Vacanus pays Moxie, what you gotta understand is that sometimes Vacanus pays me and then I pay Moxie. Okay? Sometimes I'll run tournaments that are not sponsored by Vacanus. Does that money come from the 100,000s of bits that Vacanus pays me? I guess, yeah. So slightly roundabout way, but oh, another forfeit. Okay, back to Nupo stream. Who has he got in twos? No one yet. Oh my goodness, it's a content drought. We are in a content drought. Q1s, let's see some real content. Go check Jack. Oh, thank goodness. Is he in a game? Who's he got? He's down 1-4 in a 1v1. He probably doesn't have music on, or does he do music? I don't know. I feel like he's kind of like a no music gamer sometimes. Oh, that's super music. Oh, this is Rada. This is Rada, but an alt apparently. I don't know who Lloyd is. I've heard that Lloyd, though, is an Rada alt. Ooh, good save. Good save. Funny name for a Mina alt. Listen, I am a genius, so I know why it's funny, but can you tell the chat why it's funny? Because not everyone will know. Oof. Nice. Nice. Good work, Jack. He's not recording for a YouTube video because he's not talking. Moxie figured Warden out. Did they queue into each other again? No. Who do we got? Nupo Nush versus? We've got Nupo Nush versus F. Archie and Ollie? Who's Ollie? Did the show match already happen? No, the next show match is coming up so soon. It's going to be, before you know it, it's going to be happening. Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? I want to hope that you can't make me hear any sounds. I guess maybe you could TTS. Minute left to go. Jack's got to dive back in here. Is there a show match between Ruas and Upo? Yeah, there is. I can't tell if you're asking, like, have they played each other ever? They probably played each other many times. They played each other last year in the finals of the 1v1 Mina qualification. So, you can go back and look at that. Does Jack clutch these, chat? Does Jack clutch these? Wasn't as long as you were hoping for, I bet. Okay, scoreable. Lloyd. Yeah, leaving the net open. Chat.
The most annoying sound ever.
Fear being silent? Is that what you're saying? You want me to keep talking? Because the most annoying sound ever is Fear not talking? Alright, did we clutch these, Jack? You gonna try and flick? Ooh, couldn't really collect it in time. Kind of unclutchable, I would say. But you never know. Ooh, look at the camera movement. Is it just gonna be a cringe? No, it's gonna be a flick. Don't have the follow-up. Tough. Good try. NT. NT. All right, what do we got? We got Nupo and Nush getting farmed. We got Moxie not in a game. Nupo and Nush on their way back. Oops. Ooh. You haven't paid any attention to Worlds? Is Jack part of any team that made it to any part of Worlds? He played in the North American Last Chance qualifier with Dignitas. So 5-up Bora and Jack. They did not qualify. They also played in the Esports World Cup LCQ in Paris. And they also did not qualify. And so, no, yeah, Jack is not going to be at Worlds as a player. Hey, oh, baby, baby. Oops. Oski Walaoli. I don't think that's how you read the Arabic words in English characters, but that's how I like to read them. Do you enjoy playing the game? Yeah, for sure. I definitely enjoy playing the game. I recently grinded my way once again back up to Grand Champion. I love looking at the despair of chat as they stare at their own two hands that cannot get Grand Champ while watching my gameplay that is Grand Champ. And they go, surely, surely I should be able to get this MMR. And I go, sorry. Don't know why you can't. As you can see, I clearly don't do anything special. How much for a 1v1 against you? What do you guys think? 5 gifted, we 1v1 right now. Me versus you. Echo 51 RL. $5,000? 100? Wow, I was being nice, I guess. Wanted to say 25 gifted, but if you're that cheap, okay, never mind. I don't think this is winnable for Nupo Nush. I think they take the L here. Okay, do we have Moxie Rada then now, maybe? Based on the Qs? No, Moxie in a 2s game. And Jack queuing. I think Nupo and Nush probably get their game faster though, no? Blue AF. This is a stream end. Yep, I'm seeing see ya. I'm seeing no Q up here at the top. I'm seeing 4 hours 20 right there. It's looking like a potential stream end. Doesn't he know he needs to stay live for my content purposes? I think I probably need to schedule this gauntlet thing for Wednesday. I'm not. Maybe if we had this second match right away and I had the rest of the day to schedule it, we'd make it happen, but I'm not sure we're going to. It's not stealing content, it's micro looting. I don't even know what that is. When's the Lethemir versus Zen series? Sorry, Fear, you can't do Wednesday. Oh, stupid. Do we think Ollie is Oski or Oli? Which it seems like Nush was maybe wondering as well. Because I don't know if Archie plus guy I don't know about farms Nupo and Nush necessarily as much as they have so far. It's Oli. Oh, it has the NIP tag. Gotcha. Ooh, get cut. Do you have a favorite Johnny Boy show match? Is anyone's answer not Rawas versus Zen? I mean, I used to watch the Scrub Killer ones, falling asleep like this in bed. Oh, new Scrub Killer show match. Let's go watch it. Phone falls on my face. But surely Rawas versus Zen is the most impactful. Look at a pre-jump just floating there. Nupa didn't want to throw it up there, and Nush still did. Oops, yeah, all of the Khaled ones were good for sure. The Khaled era. Dude, you guys know what's gonna happen so soon is my boy Nas is absolutely gonna hit me up. I'm sure of it. He's in game now, so any second he's gonna let me know if he's at the mate's facility this week or what. Best Johnny Boy show match is Dandroid in Pro Drops. Daniel Dark was a good match. Yeah, but Daniel lost that, so how could that be my favorite? You want me to pick a Daniel loss as my favorite Johnny B show match? If tournaments count, I think tournaments count for sure, right? It's either Fury versus Khaled or Jack Joria's. Do you watch CS2? No, I don't. Sorry. You guys know the game plays like bird noises that I think I can hear right now because I have the game up. Like nature noises at all times. Nubo vs Vatira has not begun. It is scheduled for about 30 minutes. To be fair, it could be still an hour. Nubo or Vatira said 9:30, maybe 10. We're hoping that it instead is earlier than that, but you never know. Hey, baby. All right. Thank you for the content, Nupo. What has Jack got for us? Yep, he was in fact ending. Moxie again in twos. And offering a forfeit. Down one with 32 seconds. Slightly tilted. He scores this, and then his teammate accepts the forfeit. Guaranteed. Oh. Now it's legit. Now you do actually forfeit. Even though the previous forfeit was a tad early. Run another marbles before the show match. Come on, man. Don't make me be that guy to point out that even though we got 100,000 bits, we technically need one more prime. You want to watch TRK versus Nas? Has that never happened? TRK versus NAS. Yeah, of course it has. Salt Mine 3 EU Finals. I did a match with it. Oh wait, two of them are mine. Ponies! They were the 17 months prime. Type horsing in the chat.
Horsing.
All right, you guys want a marbles? All the things you could do in the world, and what you want to do is marbles. It's up. Type your smeshmation schmoints. Is NAS scrimmaging? Nope, just Q and 2s. Q and 2s and dropping Humegalol Feer. Smokey, they've been 28 months. Can you type me on Discord? Chanel, dude. You're talking about Chanel. You talking about Chanel, who is currently top. What were you? What'd you tweet at me? Top something. Top something in twos. 2555. Sheesh. There he is. 19. Do you play ones? Because we do one show matches here on this channel, Mr. Chanel. I'll accept a Discord request or whatever. This hot sauce literally has me beating sweat, but I can't stop. Help. This song is called Minigame Parasail from Breath of the Wild. Time extra point play. Would you react to the next FIFA E-Continental Championship 2026 for every region? They already did Asia, right? And they already did a couple others, I think. I'll react to some of them at least, I think. South America. Yeah, Brazil didn't drop a game though. Like, the winners didn't drop games so far in the ones that have been played. I have to assume that EUs won't go that way. Multiple European regions or European countries are qualifying, I assume. I don't really know how it fully goes. Right now? Wait, there's one being played right now? The match is at 3 a.m. I can't say what your time is currently. It's not going to be at 3 a.m. for me. He hits these. Bang. I think Nush pre-nice one him, which is pretty baller. Pretty baller. Can't lie. Yo, Chanel. Do you play ones? Seems like no. Are you by any chance a next gen age player? Google says 3:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Google has truly been falling off. I cannot lie. Google is like trying to get themselves to be no longer used. There are a ton of good teams like Morocco, South Africa, Tunisia, Egypt. When is that being played? All right, chat. This game just ended. We have 100 marbles. We'll run it. Why not? We should be about 22 minutes away from Nupovatira. Where is my song? There it is. CRR Stizzy versus Nush Nupo, though. And you guys would rather watch marbles, I bet. Barely even worth asking you. Because I know what you're going to say. Nupo versus Fatira when? If only the title also included that answer. It'd be such a smart thing to do. Ooh, +2 guy trying to sneak by. Rhino 678 launching out to the lead. Skada scupada body da do papa skipada do. Wait, go back. You didn't get to join? You didn't even say PM or AM? Alright. Okay. That you have a good point. It could be in 12 hours from now, or it could be 30 minutes from now. Touche. Oh! Rhino is timed out for 2 weeks by me. No. For 10 minutes. By Zach. What did he do? Oh. He said that cuss word that I don't know what it is, but apparently it's a cuss word. But then he won. It got auto-modded, so I should have probably not allowed it. It sounds like it's a cuss word. Do I still pay him out? I can't gift him a sub while he's timed out. Who lost? Let me do some. Wow, Jamal 696969696969 69696969 6969696969. Congratulations on your loss. CRR Stizzy are beating Nupo Nush, by the way. He's back? Okay, I'll gift him a sub. What I was gonna do instead is I was gonna go Google his the word he said that got him timed out to like decide whether or not I should be giving this guy a sub. How offended should I be? I'm trying to give him a sub now, I swear. And it's still not letting me. Rhino 678 _. It's pretty bad. So you're telling me that I'm getting canceled by giving this guy a sub right now. Well, my career's over, chat. Oh. No, it isn't. Oh, no. He could have written the whole thing out, and I think I would have. I mean, it's mean. It's mean. He told me to shut up, but with cuss words. Which is whatever. What I didn't want to see is like, oh, he just dropped, you know, a racial term that somehow offended 20 different nationalities and races, and then I gave him a sub. If you just told me to shut up, whatever. What if he called you bald? Again, that's fine. I'm part of the bald, you know, what's that called? Community, I guess. Bald is not a cuss word. It is on the mainstream. If you see me on the mainstream and you say bald, just so you know, you're going to get timed out. I'm not saying I agree with it, but this chat has tested it, believe it or not. Ooh, that's a good couple 50s. Oh, but no shane around. How strictly is it chat English only? Like timeout and delete. You can spam all H's if you're trying to laugh in Arabic. That's allowed. Zero second? Ooh. What do we got here? Okay. 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 Look at him go. Stizzy half flips on the kickoff. Lupo all alone. Fine. Force the CR to cut it away. Show us what you got. Nush, what do you got? Oh, good save. CRR had a great EWC. Hello, Nush? Hello, POV, your random rake teammate? Just slams into you while you're trying to pick up 100 boosts. Unlucky. What's Moxie got? Still queuing twos. CRS Dizzy rematch. We're all patiently waiting. We're all looking for the guy who didn't schedule the show match earlier. In my defense, it was originally scheduled for an hour and 15 minutes ago. Or attempted to be scheduled. I guess it could have gone offline. Would that have been the play? No, surely we just watch other people's streams for an hour and a half. Prediction started. Optimistic. Optimistic prediction. It's okay. Cap does it all the time. I have more reason than Cap to not have my own gameplay on stream, though. He at least could get into, like, pro NA lobbies by queuing up in the game. Pros does not equal NA. You're trying to say there's not a single NA pro. Uh-oh, they're losing again. Did they lose that intentionally left? Nupo was on his right side. Went to the left for the wall pinch. As if he knew exactly where he's going to lose it to. Why doesn't any Rocket League pro have any sort of personality? The entire All-CS scene is just monotone. The best we have personality-wise are the Falcons and TRK Nupo. I don't know. Do you guys think that we have no personalities in Rocket League? I don't watch other esports. I just assume pros mostly just play the game, keep to themselves. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It is interesting to watch the ping, the Mina ping from the Mina streamers. I'm sure Nupo's, though, been properly, you know, conditioned to not expect that to work. But for me, who hasn't seen that much delay, I'm like, oh, he might have scored. Then a full second later, the ball moves away. Not scoreable. Only scoreable if Stizzy helps 50 it in. If Beast Mode and Talk team next season, who's their third? Is that rumored in some way? Do Beast Mode and Talk play together? Did like a Beast Mode and Talk 2v2 YouTube video come out or something? Which means they're guaranteed a team next season. They've been spending a lot of time together. I've been seeing them hanging out under the tree, in the park, off in the corner, giggling just a little bit too much at each other's jokes. They just did a 6-hour stream. Oh my goodness, dude. They couldn't be any more obvious about it. With comms? Oh. Alright, I think Nush and Nupo are going to lose again, man. CR Stizzy too good. Is this Atomic's last team in their LCS? I don't see him going on after NRG splits, which is guaranteed at this rate. It does feel guaranteed. You think Atomic wants to be done? Should he also go to Mina like Monkey Moon? Bump? Nice. Atomic is retiring to be a personal fitness trainer. Like me, should I also maybe retire? If NRG win Worlds, do they run it back again? Surely. Surely they, I mean, they clearly like hanging out with each other and playing together. If they win another one, why not? ZSAP, how early is too early to retire asking for a friend? Are you talking about pros or office jobs? All right, last game of content we get to steal
How
here.
early is too early
at least
to
with
retire?
Nupo and Nush.
Asking for a friend.
Moxie still not playing ones. I think Feer retiring from his software engineer job is a big mistake. Yeah, you know, as long as Vacuous keeps dropping 100,000 bits every once in a while, we can maybe keep it going. You have a doctor wife, you're fine. But she sends me to the gulag if I don't make enough for the family. Mina versus Spain. You're not going to believe what happened. Would you rather 3 chicken bakes or 7 double chunk chocolate cookies? 7 cookies sound better. What if she cures all the patients? I didn't even think about that. I wonder how eerie that would get. If like a couple shifts in a row, she's like, you're not going to believe it, but like nobody was sick. Like when do we start actually getting kind of worried? Like surely they're just dead or something then. If they're not getting sick. Surely they're not just healthy out there. What kind of doctor is Dr. Feer? She's an emergency medicine doctor, so she's guaranteed to have sick people, I would say. Yeah, there'd be non-sick people in the ER being like, so I got an ouchie boo-boo, and can you help me with that? So, for your SSG is the best NA team by far, but are they the second best in the world? Are they the second best team in the world? Did you guys see the standings that Janabi put out like he normally does after a tournament? It might have been the worst Janabi rankings I've ever seen. Normally, I feel like Janabi rankings are pretty tame. Oof. But it is pretty tough to rate people right now. But I was like, wow, these ones actually seem like for me for the first time ever, like you're normally just like a half twinge of EU bias as far as he can go, maybe a half twinge of NRG negative bias, but otherwise pretty much all around. Let me go see what the Janabi had. He had 2 SSG. Falcons 1, 2 SSG, so he just ripped the grand finals. Then Ninja's Twisted Minds, which is like borderline just picking. He kind of just ordered it in the way the EWC went, right? I guess that's what he's known to do. I just think it's a bit overreactionary in terms of like some teams overperform. Like Ninjas did well after doing nothing at the lands, and he's just ready to drop him at 3, just like that. Space Station Gaming had never, you know, I think that when they got to the semifinals, didn't they say this is the best result we've ever gotten already? And then they made it to the finals, and then he's like ready to say they're the second best team in the world, like they're guaranteed to. I don't know. It just he was very rewarding for teams EWCs. But then at the same time, it's like I think it's a really tough time to rank them. So it's, you know, it's very easy to be like, this ranking isn't the best I've seen, and then not do one yourself. Basically can't talk. Twisted will win worlds. Get this man in the call. Let's berate him. I mean, he has very defendable opinions in the sense that he can just be like, look at the most recent tournament where all the top teams played. Oh, you're right. This is kind of how it went. All right, surely we're going to get a Vatira message any second now. Rankings are just all about right now since the best team in NA always has a shot, and NRG, who was at the top, bombed out horribly season from hell going on. Can you cast? I feel like we're watching Forbidden Tapes. Well, we did just watch Nush and Nupo lose like a best of 7 to CRR Stizzy. They lost 4 games. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness, dude. But the casual wall pinch into redirect top left corner. There's no question that these guys have had the cooler goals. Uh-oh, they're just gonna get ADC'd for a game loss. Fatira just tweeted that he's that he is uninstalled the game and is retiring and will never play another game again, let alone a show match. Wow, that is unlucky. He must have had a really bad meal, because I think that's where he said he went to go to get dinner or something. That dinner must have really made him think. You guys have ever had a dinner so good makes you want to quit your job instantly? Have you called Vatira's mom to ask if he can come out and play? In a bit, we'll get to that level of worry. Uh-oh, Nupo all alone. CRR. Trying to cringe. Succeeding. More than just trying. 20 subs if you wire me 800 USD, you got 10 minutes. I'm not sure that's a winning trade for me, even if I did, right? Alright, is Nupo going to continue to queue? Or maybe he said good luck for the match. Atto live? Oh my goodness gracious. Give me that Atto content. Think he's going to queue up into... Oh, he's got music on, dude. No mic ranked, grind for worlds. I'll let you know when Vatira is here. Nupo just hit me up, said he's ready. I am not ready because, well, I am, obviously. I'm sitting here ready to go. But the match isn't ready because Vasty is not on. He said anywhere from 2 minutes to 32 minutes from now. Oh, Nupo got rid of the _RL chat. I didn't even notice that. I've been watching his stream. He used to have the Nupo _RL, and I just went to Nupo _RL, and it didn't go anywhere. Okay, we got Atto. Atto versus... Atto Willie versus CRR Stizzy, I assume. Okay, okay, we can dig it. You could stand in for Vatira. He low-key buns anyway. Vatira just attempted a triple tray flip board slide on the Statue of Liberty's crown. Check MySpace. Did he hit it? Willie has been playing some good rock, I feel like. Some solid rock, as a good friend of mine would say. Broken femur, no show match. Strap his leg up to a cast or something and get him on the game, dude. Since when do you need a femur? Oh! Bang! No wonder these guys grind the game so much. You know how fun it'd be to be able to just be like, redirect backboard. Bang! Even called for the fake. Ooh, what a save. Chat, I was hanging out with Swarls in charge yesterday, and he said he wanted the +2 IRL. So he's been in too much of this stream. It's time, no? Should I preemptively just switch it to 10? It might start early. But it is time. That is the time that the title says. Feer hasn't returned yet. Oh, wait. I think he went from away or offline to do not disturb. So there's a chance he's like actually kind of logging in right now. Chat, why is Feer playing for here? I don't know this competition. It seems like humiliation ritual. He's playing for 100 buckaroonies. If Feer wins, he gets 100. I need 100. And Nupo's playing for the better record against Nas, who we are not sure if he'll get to play or not. Nas currently has do not disturb, do not respond to Feer setting on right now, but he turns it off every once in a while. About to take a nap if the match doesn't start soon. Does anyone have recommendations on good beds to sleep on? Oh, interesting. Exclamation point Brooklyn for a link you should absolutely click. Brooklyn is checking how many people clicked that link. Check out the Brooklyn beds that I slept on tonight. Got a 90 score on my watches sleep score. That doesn't just happen on without a quality bed. We get to sleep on my bed. If you get the Copper Flex Pro Hybrid mattress, you are basically sleeping on my bed. If you go to the site, you'll see a nice lady sitting on the beds. Just know that that'll be me if you get the Copper Flex Pro Hybrid. Whose gameplay is this? This is Atto Rico! Oh, Batira is good to go. That means it's ads time, chat. 3 minutes from now, we're starting. Batira is good to go. Where is Noop? Oh, did he log off? Did he display offline saying, "You don't know me, little bro. Don't send me an invite"? Yeah, there he is. All right, about a minute 30 and we'll get started. And we'll rip the intro. We could probably remove Diaz from this. It's all but guaranteed there'll be no Diaz. Every time you load this graphic, I initially think it's the Wordle and my heart drops because I think I'm about to have to watch you solve a Wordle. All right, you guys ready for intro? Be nice to the YouTubers. Road to Worlds continues. It's Nupo versus Nas against the same 10 opponents. The winner is the one who gets the better record against all of them. Today is Vatira. We've yet to have Nas versus Remob. Hopefully we'll get that later. Right now, a best of 5 or 7, whichever one they want, against Vatira. Bum bum ba-da-da-dum. Da-na-na-na-na-na-dum. Dum-dum-dum. Up to you guys. 5 or 7. Buffalo, thank you for the 43 months. Nupo says 7. All right, 7 it is. We game, we ball, we play, we do it. Time we go! It's Nupo versus Vatira, as I just said before in the other intro. I love YouTube videos with 2 intros. We've got ourselves a best of 7. These guys have said they want to play 7 games. Now, when Nupo and Remob set up to play 7 games, they only played 4 because Nupo won all of them. And oh my goodness, what is this goal explosion? Have I not seen this in a long time or something? Nupo is going to outplay Vatira to dunk it in. I can't remember if Vatira played in this against Moxie and Nupo last time as well. I feel like he'd be a good candidate of somebody to play in the Road to Worlds. And considering a lot of people actually did get wins off them, Vatira might have been one of them to do that, but Nupo is in the zone right now. Is this bugged? There's no way this is how it's supposed to look, right? The goal explosion showed up like on the opposite side of the field. Nice reset double. And like the whole background instantly turns black. That's not how I remember this one working, but maybe it's a new one or something and I'm misremembering. Either way, Nupo off to a hot start. Playing for, like I said, $1,000 if he can beat Nas in record. Vatira playing for $100. A win over Nupo or Nas will net him 100. 200 if he can beat them both. Now that is not going to be easy. So far, it looks like how I thought this was going to go last time around, because I did this Road to Worlds thing with Nupo Moxie last year thinking, these guys might not lose. You know, we have to do game differential because they might just both go 10-0. And then they went in the process of barely going over 500, which was a bit of a surprise. So far, you know, we're only 1 minute into this series, but it seems like Nupo's going to do what I thought he would do last year, which is be really, really tough to beat and very likely go undefeated if he doesn't waver. He's gotten a nice save here and is headed the other way. Reset shot denied. Vatira didn't play in EU RLCS 1, so we actually don't really know where he stands in the 1v1 world. I think he's somebody who can give a tough time to the competitors. Oh my goodness, Nupo. Vatira probably could have finished the top 4 in EU1s alongside his teammates Juicy and Atto, all of which did not compete. Look at this musty double, though, from Nupo. They were all at the 24-hour Le Mans instead of playing RLCS 1s. They had also just gotten off of a Paris win. I think it's a little bit easier to give yourself a little bit of a time off after grinding as hard as I'm sure they did in order to win a tournament. Most recent tournament winner, though, neither one of these guys. The Falcons on top after finally getting some success from their roster change that hadn't really been paying off up until EWC. But Twisted Mind's looking really strong as well. Twisted Mind's playing them the best. Is there a world in which the two best teams in the world are from the Middle East Type 1, if you think so? Are the two best threes teams in the game right now from MENA? I mean, it's a take you can have somewhat reasonably. It's not a take you could have any other time in the moment of Rocket League. But you can not be immediately run out of the room with said take today. Nupo dodging a demo has yet to allow a goal for Vatira. Nupo said he wanted 7. Vatira agreed. Can be frustrating to play someone like Nupo for 7 games. But I'm thinking Vatira is going to score before the end of this. And he might even be scoring right now as Nupo left him an open net, and he's on the board. Vatira kickoff goal. This would be such an interesting game to see Vatira win, because he was but another car in the crowd, it felt like, for the first few minutes. With the way Nupo, sure, Nupo wasn't going insane, but he was fully controlling the game and the only one to score. So Vatira bringing it back would show he's ready to game today. Don't call Vatira butt. Listen, I watched what Nupo did to this chat's personal GOAT Red Mob, and I think that all but forces us to admit that Nupo is just at a crazy level right now. Nupo chain dashing his way back on 0 boost. Vatira late 50, muscles it in. Nupo waiting on the goal line, and Vatira recognizing he does not need to shoot early with this reset. He can just land and force the 50. You saw Red Mob blocked on Atto's block list. He seems very blockable. Red Mob loves to type. I just... Nas borderline blocked him when he said stop type. Nas could have essentially stopped him from typing by just blocking him, and then he wouldn't have had to see the messages anymore. And Red Mob wasn't doing anything particularly bad, but... Nupo. Catch and dribble. Reset shots. Over the top of Vatira. Vatira kickoff goal, though. He's keeping this in play all the way down to the wire. I mean, very winnable game for Vatira without game context, without knowing how Nupo's been playing. In a different scenario, you could believe in a Vatira win. I think Vatira does believe. I think these top players know how good they are. You have to believe, and Vatira should! Vatira absolutely should believe, and this is why, as he goes all the way from his own back corner, and a little bit of his offense is showing up. Wave dash shot, bottom right. Minute and 11, more than enough time for Vatira to bring this back. Oh, double delay kickoff. Vatira and KC love their delays. All of them use them in ones. Just a bit of a trend we've noticed from Juicy and Atto as well. Nupo mirrored him here, though, and Vatira not able to protect the ball well enough to prevent this long shot. And it's going to be a 9-6 lead for Nupo. I'd love to see expanded ones formats in the future of RLCS. I think Nupo, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Nupo right now, he is poised well. Nice backflip shot, even if Vatira gives him a nice shot. He's poised well right now to become a back-to-back world champ. Not an easy thing to do. Doesn't happen very much in threes. Wow, what a great flick. But I do think he's slightly helped out by the format and the fact that so few players get to go to Worlds and you get to win, you know, maybe 1 or 2 games and then you're world champ. I still think Nupo would be a favorite no matter how many people you threw at him, how many people were at the LAN event to play against. But he could set some crazy records if the first few years have really small brackets like this and then he gets, you know, back to back to back and then they start expanding it. It's going to be a bit harder to repeat like that. But game number 1, gonna go to Nupo in this best of 7. Let's go Forbidden Temple. Farmstead. I think I overshot it. Yeah. Someone in chat says Nupo had to go through the MENA regional in order to qualify both times, and that is the hardest regional. Do you guys agree? It's got to be NA or EU, right? If you're not saying... Oh, sorry. MENA or EU, not NA. Come on, please. It's either MENA or EU when it comes to the hardest one to qual from. And I'm sure... I think if you throw KC in... Now, KC didn't play... Well, if you have Atto, Juicy, and Vatira in the bracket in the EU, I think it makes a big difference in terms of difficulty to get past all of them and qualify. MENA was not lacking in participants, right? TRK, Killiers, Rawas, Drowley, I guess, didn't play, right? So that could have helped MENA even more. Nupo air dribbling out of his own corner. Gets it taken away by Vatira. Vatira now forced to back off. Will he go the distance? Take it on the DS challenge with a very slow dribble. Gonna need to get some speed off the reset, which he has done. Second reset directly at Nupo. It will be countered. And he will be down 2-0. If Nupo wins back-to-back, how does your ones GOAT list look? I don't know how much you value all RLCS ones. I think you got to value it the most of any tournament ever. Salt Mines were pretty good, though. And I don't think people were, like, pulling punches in Salt Mines, but they also never got to play on LAN. And we all care about who wins on LAN. That's the most interesting thing to know. I think Nupo becomes one's GOAT. Ooh. I think there's people who already have him there. And winning another world championship, I mean, you just got to accept it. I think Nas could win it as well, though. And then with Nas and Nupo having one, Nas's resume outside of those two Worlds wins is better. So then Nas would take over. Ooh, Nupo, is he going for a psycho? Vatira, again, scoreless for the first few minutes of a game. Needs to get something on the board. And is not able to. Nupo off the sidewall. Reset. Just threatening so much across the whole dribble, floating behind the ball, and ultimately his flick's just slightly off. Vatira really just trying to buy himself time to reposition here on 0 boost with ball. He's not going to score against Nupo, but if he does well, he'll earn himself 100 and give himself a chance. Instead, he gets demoed, and Nupo makes it 4-0. I think if you start every ones game you play with a 5-0 lead or whatever he did last time, I think you're in a good spot. I think chances are you will win. Nupo not going to make it 5-0 right now, at least. Nupo, look at these chain dashes. I don't think the shot's good enough to go in. But pretty impressive what he's able to do on 0 boost. And not quite able to get the angle either. Feer passed to himself off the ceiling. Touch blocked. Wanted to get a bump on Nupo, but Nupo's just too strong. Nupo turned that into a bump for him. Clean half flip from Feer. Nice goal. Even Nupo drops in the nice one there for Feer to get on the board. Takes him quite a bit. Oh, he didn't have ball cam on either. I mean, I guess you can't, right? There's no way you get that. But interesting. I guess he's probably listening. He's listening to see if Nupo is coming to challenge, because that's a dangerous catch to make if Nupo actually is chasing down after him. Who do I think can win ones against Nupo in ones? Well, TRK took him the distance now. And I think Nas is probably your next best guy to look at. Nas, and the last time they played, Nas 4-0 to Nupo, I think. So it's been a while since then. These guys look different than they did at that time. But hard not to say, you know, maybe Nas could do it again. But Feer throwing one on target. Nupo cleaning them both up. Can he get... Oh, wow, it's just going to be in. I thought he was going to have to maybe read off of a double or something. But it's just already on target. But Feer down to go next with a minute left to go. Down 5. He's had enough of game number 2 as well. Nupo in the zone in this best of 7. And I'm going to get the bug. I get the sense I'm going to get the bug for some reason. So I might need to leave this one as well. Yep, I knew it. I want to switch the map to DFH. Leave that one. I got a bug. Couldn't switch map. Nupo's still in it. There you go. He left. Is there another show match after this? No, this will probably be the last one today. Unless Nas says he's ready to go and is down to play Feer or something. Game number 3. Nupo absolutely in fuego right now. Feer needs a first goal. I mean, he needs a game to not start 5-0. Which probably goes unsaid. But he needs the midfield game, everything to have a different feel, which it can have if you can just get an early lead and maybe make Nupo play a bit differently. Right now, Nupo's so comfortable doing whatever he wants to do. Here is going to be Feer's first goal, and maybe the beginning of a switch up. Sleazebreeze, thank you for the gifted to PSPMHMD. He's going to gift him a couple goals. I do love the Nupo fans. They're always fully behind their guy. If Nupo gave up 5 goals, they'd be in chat being like, well, yeah, he gave him up 5 goals because he was trying to, practice coming back from 5. Okay. They always have an explanation. But Nupo's not going to try and come back from 5. He's going to score earlier than that and make it 1-1. Nupo reset, wave dash fake behind the ball. Tried to 50 for the reset. Getting forced back to his own corner. Feer a bit awkward here. Maybe will get punished and does. Have to be so careful with your movement. And this is how I feel like it went with Red Mob as well. You just don't get away with anything against Nupo. any sort of jump or angle that isn't perfectly towards the play, setting yourself up for clean movement, Nupo lets you know. He's a great teacher, to be honest. Says, hey, you positioned slightly wrong. I'm getting a goal off of it every time. Zero, though, is going to find a way to keep this one equal. Zero sending this one high. Actually, kind of forced himself around the post with those dashes. Nupo didn't get the double reset, but Zero saves this. Has to use a little bit of boost to escape the bump pressure, but I really like this catch and flick. Nupo can't get the read. Ooh, Zero needed to kill the ball, keep it low, and quickly shoot, but bounced too high. What does Fatira have here off the wall? We've seen some strong aerial play from him before. He tried to go high. Nupo read that, steals it off the ceiling, counters to retake the lead. Fatira, air dribble reset. What a shot! The turtle shot was so strong and was somehow read by Nupo, not allowing him to get the clip. And now demoing him on the other side. Fatira, yeah, can probably respawn here in this corner, but it's actually not going to end up paying off, man. Nupo, unbelievable right now. That goal goes in against just about anybody. When is Nupo no boost versus Feer? A drive kickoff. Nupo trying to lose it, maybe trying to test it out, work it out. Does get beat by Fatira. They have 31 months of tier 3 agonizing poo. My goodness. First touch resets for Nupo. The flick denied. The counter will equal the game. Fatira still very much in this one. It's always been Nupo's playstyle to seem as if he's, relaxed, I would say. He's always been playing at maximum speed, going for crazy shots. It can be easy to think, oh, maybe he's easing off the gas here because he's trying this, that, the other, and it's getting countered. I mean, that's what he's always doing. He's doing that all the time. He just hits it so frequently now that the game will run away in his favor and help you forget when he does miss on occasion. Did he just get a reset off Fatira's car while getting undercut and use that to side flip out? Gonna try and steal away Fatira's boost and see if he can get up and get an angle. Can't. But knows Fatira is not in the best of spots. Strong flick from Fatira to back Nupo off. As we're all tied up with a minute left to go. These are the kind of goals that can secure you a game if there's a lot of midfield play. Nupo didn't like that setup. He's going to leave. He's going to let Fatira have the ball. Ooh, Fatira not the best carry. Cost him about 20 boost or so, but he still gets a strong flick, and he gets the ball in the nets. Fatira with the lead. Nupo thinking he could maybe cut off that flick. How's his kickoff? I think that's just a goal. He's going to be fine. It's going to be tied. Fatira faked like he was maybe going back to the corner, trying to stay on the ball. Nupo gets control. His shot denied. Really intentional safe save. I shouldn't say safe, probably risky from Vatira, but he tried to keep it close. He wanted to make sure he had a really good 50 on the ball in case Nupo turned back in. He wanted to gain control, not just make the save. Backflip challenge maybe to try and surprise Nupo. Clock winding down. Similar boost totals from both. Nupo keeping this up. Vatira, though, able to snag 100. Dunking this. They're keeping this ball up and trying to play a 74 boost to work with for Nupo. Has no reset. Does not have a reset. I said he was going to have a reset, but he didn't. It was a lie. We're overtime in a game of 3. Nupo missed on what felt like it was supposed to be a touch as he wave dashed underneath it. But got himself an aerial. Ooh, nice interception from Vatira. Nupo trying to flip back to the back wall to play defense. He does manage to make the save after doing just that. Vatira has the boost steal. Has Nupo on 0. Nupo loves his dashes and doesn't seem to mind playing at low boost. He went to the midfield, though. He should have probably stayed on low boost. Here I am, getting proven wrong. Maybe Nupo does care. He cares enough to leave the net open to go get 100. And Vatira will take advantage of that and get his first game win here in the best of 7. Nupo, kindest man ever. Sorry, the ads were catching up to us, so I am just sitting here in this lobby instead of readying up so nobody misses anything. You like their profile pics? Very innovative. Profile pictures from both. Game number 4, Nupo and Vatira. Vatira snags a game and needs to make a trend out of it, as Nupo will win the first kickoff of Utopia Coliseum. And oh my goodness, Nupo. For 4 straight games against Red Mob, and then maybe 2 games against Vatira, he looked infallible. Never could miss. Now, it seems possible. Missing on that open net. Vatira able to grab a game. Vatira trying to flick this. It had to be such a hard flick for it to be effective. It was way short of the net. Does Nupo hit this double? He maybe went safe. He tried to hit it so far off that Vatira couldn't counter. There's kind of a sour spot to hit it around the crossbar and post where you don't make contact with either, and it just bounces off the wall and sets up a perfect counter. There's a world in which he actually tried to shoot as wide as he could to throw off the counterattack angle. Once he didn't feel like he could make it, I'm sure if he felt like he could score, he would have just tried that. Ooh, what a save. Vatira maybe got a reset off of Nupo there, but don't think it came into play. Vatira flick, top left. Ooh, almost reminds us of his fellow French 1v1 player. Does he go for bump here or does he try and shoot? He is going to try and shoot. Nupo gets back though. And Nupo quickly into the air. Reset wave dash. Nupo reset 50 is going to allow him to recover a little bit better. Vatira still manages to keep the ball out. Just about 2 minutes in now with only a singular goal. That does not happen very often. We're going to get our second one. And it's going to be Vatira's as he makes it 1-1. Will you do a Worlds predictions? Do you mean Worlds predictions for 1v1? Because I think right now you have to say that Nupo probably wins against KB1. And then I think you probably have Nas beating Diaz. That might be the toughest one. And then until I see some more Nas, and hopefully I do get to see Nas soon, I feel like I'm forced to assume Nupo repeats the way I've been seeing him play over his last couple games. Nupo, wow, what a shot, and saved by Vatira. Defense matching the offense right now. The offense is usually something special. When is Nas on next? I was telling people maybe outside the YouTube video, maybe people who were watching on the YouTube exclusively wondering why the Nas games haven't shown up. Nice fake by Vatira. Nupo fell right for it, dove past. And it's a Vatira lead. Nas needs to get to a good ping. It sounds like his residence does not have good ping. And whenever he's done tournaments and stuff in the past, he goes to another place, whether it's like a Gentlemates facility or something else that he can get to play good games. So last I heard from him, he was hoping to go there this week. So maybe we'll get him, once he gets there, we'll make sure we schedule him with the mob, with Vatira. We have a few other people who have already agreed to play at some points. And if we don't ever get Nas in, maybe he can never get to a place where he can play and never feels good about it. We'll just give Nupo $100 for every one of his wins, which is what the other people playing against him are playing for. My goodness, Vatira! You won't have to work so hard if you just let him score the first one. He's making a ton of great saves. But Nupo does eventually score. Vatira sees the pre-jumping Nupo, maybe gets him to slow down his air dribble. Big 50, has to use his boost to get back away from the wall because it's bouncing so far away. And in fact, it bounced too far away for him to even score off of, and he wasn't able to control either. So back to an equal game. 3-3. Nupo wins a kickoff, makes it 4-3. Zimmy, try sending a message with, I don't know, under 5 words. Maybe even under 10 could be tough. It is great that we brought Zimmy back for the Nupo match, though. Vatira getting dunked here as Nupo sends it high. Long shot, cut off. Ooh, nice play by Vatira. Wave dashing into the ball quickly. Not even Nupo can stop him. You know it's fast if Nupo can't return back in time. Nupo a little 50 on the post. Gets Vatira out of position. 5-4 back in Nupo's favor. But this is a series now, unlike what it felt like at first. Nupo a little bit more warmed up. Vatira, I believe, coming back from a dinner to prepare for this match. Maybe not quite as good of a warm-up as we saw Nupo getting. He was playing 2v2 with Nush. Vatira, goal line 50, has a reset. Now we'll start again in the air. Ooh, didn't get a reset off that. Did he? I don't think he did. Oh, no, he did. He had a wave dash. He, like, barely rolled on that ceiling. Needs to connect on a demo here, and Nupo knows that, so he just dodges it and just throws a 50 on target while holding on to 100 boost in his tank, which means he knows he'll be able to control the ball after and get it to the ground. So a really strong game from Vatira. But ultimately, it's Nupo is going to put himself on match point, give himself 3 chances here to close it out and keep his record perfect in the Road to Worlds. And we're headed to the map that seems to debuff French players. Game number 5. It's a very common meme, I would say, to say Nupo donates a game. Not something he wants to do in this format here against Nas. As Nas, very strong player. Can Nupo get this back in? Like I said last time, I was expecting the difference between Nupo and Moxie to be game differential as these guys both go, 10-0 or maybe 9-1. Nice shot from Fatira. And that could be the situation this time around. Maybe Nas is going to have equally as good at games. So every game you lose might be the game that gives you a worse record against your opponent and allows them to walk away with 1,000. So Nupo has now given up a game for Fatira, therefore has theoretically opened the window for Nas to take the lead in this format. Big ol' pinch will send this down the length of the field. Nupo going to reset here. Saw Fatira get the 100. So takes it back to his own half. And now we'll take on the full field challenge. Falls far short of the net. Demo from Fatira. Can he get it there in time, though? Nupo might be able to respawn and save it. No. Lacked a bit of power, but it didn't matter. Nupo did get a counter. Fatira, how I remember him playing ones is him being very willing to stay, deep in the opponent's half, whether that's on their back wall or outside their corner boost. Even if he doesn't have boost, he's down to try and stick around and make something happen. We'll see how often he can get away with that against Nupo if he tries to keep going for it. It's going to be how Nupo gets his only goal of this game. Fatira got the reset. Oh, no! He missed it and then got demoed. It needed to be on target because he did not survive long enough to get the follow-up. Fatira boxed down to the ball, at least for a moment. Trying to go quicker than Nupo, not able to. No boost to work with. Nupo gets a good first touch, and that's what he needs to try and score on this. Going backboard double. Fatira cuts it off. Fatira 50 and squeezes it in. 3-1 Fatira. Fatira putting up a good game. And is even pulling farther ahead. Like I said, every game's so important. Especially if you were to give up 3 and lose a series. Obviously, that is a bigger deal than just game differential. That's series differential, which would be the first tiebreaker between Nupo and Nas in their 10 games. Game differential relevant as well. Nupo does well. Playing out around Fatira this time to keep it back within 1. And a kickoff goal, and it's back tied. Nupo forced to use the bit of boost he has to keep Fatira from getting a shot here. Fatira now being air dribble. Reset. Musty goes low. I think he needed to try and shoot high. If he'd gotten power off that Musty, though, it could have been just fine. What I'm impressed with, though, is he's not just allowing counters, even on shots like that. Normally you shoot using your flip and throwing it down towards the ground. You're going to get countered. This especially against Nupo. Oh my goodness. Nupo pops the ball off his air dribble. And it's going to be 124 kilometers per hour. He got Feer up to the ceiling and then slams in the ground pinch to make it 4-3. Feer, a big dunk. He needs this ball to drop straight down. Not quite good enough. Ooh, but Nupo left the net wide open. Feer will take it. Nupo just setting up a single jump into wave dash, but his single jump aimed wrong, put himself out of the play that no wave dash could fix. Attempting to undercut Feer off his kickoff doesn't work. That flick is strong, but it's headed towards the corner that Nupo can cover without jumping off the wall, which allows him to casually make the save and get a boost steal over here on Feer's half. 17 boost to work with now that he's on the ground. He will just throw a flick that's intended to buy him some time. Good reverse challenge. Surprised Nupo there as he was collecting the ball. Feer forcing him to shoot, but maybe a mistake because Nupo just shoots it on target. He's closing the distance a little bit and saying, hey, you need to go up and maybe play this ball awkward. And then I'll try and stay grounded and play off your bad touch. But, I mean, his touch was a shot to the net, and it just scores right away. Feer's kickoff, though, has been equal as of late. Can't say it was at the start of the series. But he's keeping himself in it. Almost 5-5 at 55. Delayed kickoff from Feer. Still, Nupo gets to the midfield. He seems to be got by the fake, puts himself out of position, and still recovers faster to the midfield 100. Counterattack. Saved. Interesting reset. Using that to flip onto the back wall and recover clean. An impressive bit of movement. That's going to cost him his last bit of boost to recover back to stop that attempt. Now Feer up high in the air. Nupo dashing across the back wall, switching the side that he's defending on. Interesting play from Nupo to switch the field like that. You don't see that very often. But kept Feer guessing and able to make the save because of it. 13 boosts to work with. Feer wants a demo. Nupo evades that. Gets to the 100 on the other side and then uses a little curve dash to head back on defense. Feer is going to have a really tough ball to make a goal. Is he going to try and do it? He was maybe going to try and catch it. Nupo grounds it instead. Nupo could win the series here with the next goal. Or Feer will extend it. Kickoff goal for Nupo, and that'll do it. GG's. I feel like it's toxic to say it second, but it is fine to say it third. Thanks for playing, Feer. Nupo drops the game, but ultimately wins the series 4-1 in favor of Mina's champ. What a series. Sheesh. GG. Just quit Feer. I can't with chat sometimes, dude. Feer played a great series, especially considering his opponents. Yeah, assuming Nas isn't like ready to play right now, which I don't think he is. He hasn't responded to me. I think we're calling it for today, but I couldn't help but notice that in a rare show match stream, there is a green box up here in this corner, which you guys know what that means. I owe you before we end here. Time exclamation point play, chats. Queued up. I'll be back in a second, actually. I need to use the restroom, and then we'll run the marbles, and then we'll be done for today. Why though? Did you ever stop to ask yourself, why do we need Obi-Wan? Because, I mean, it's obviously made expertly, per usual, as all Sommergostas things are. All right, chat, 30 seconds to type play. 30 seconds to type Smetschmation Schmoint. Nupo doesn't play marbles, so someone else has a chance to win. Ten seconds. Your Staten Island betting has gone bad. Do you have any betting I can borrow? Yes! Type !point Brooklyn. Click that link. They're tracking link clicks. So the more you click it, the more it helps me. Except for mostly it's unique. You click link clicks, I would imagine. Surely they're smart enough to do unique. You click the link, you clicked everywhere. Oh, by the way, if you do get a Brooklyn betting like I have, you should use code FEAR for 30% off. And you should, in like the post, you know, form they send you about how you found out, make sure you say FEAR. I'm gonna win my own marbles. That's what I'm gonna do. Moxie versus Warden, who won?
Brooklyn, betting for your best bet. Beds and bedwear. Cheap with a 30% discount if you use discount code FEAR.
It's true. You'd be dumb not to get a bed, really. Oh, here I go. Here I go. Everyone has to subscribe if I win. Everyone has to subscribe if I win. Everyone has to subscribe if I win. Everybody has to subscribe. Everybody has to subscribe if I win. Everybody. Oh. Nobody wanted it, but it did happen. Jam and Jays won instead of me. Congratulations, Jam and Jays. All right, Chad, there's no way to know who gets last. I mean, we can watch these marbles, but we're not going to be able to tell. We're just going to have to look at the scoreboard.
Today's stream was brought to you by Brooklyn Betting. Get $50 in bonus bucks after your first bet.
That's not true. It is not a betting company. It is a bedding company where you go sleepy nights. No way you lose another? Yeah, surely there's no way. Surely it's impossible. The last person to go through this little ring is going to catch the L. Could be Omer? Is it going to be Omer? Congratulations on your loss to the last name you see in white, which is Omer. Congratulations on your loss. Nupo! Only dropping a single game so far in the road to Worlds. Hopefully we can get Nass on soon. Thanks for hanging today, guys. More streams tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, the next day. See you there.